Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The Green Bay Packers host the Arizona Cardinals tonight at Lambeau Field in the final preseason game of 2026. Regular season kicks off on Sunday, September 13th in Minnesota against the Vikings. Yesterday, the big news for the Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs officially charged with 2 misdemeanors from the incident of domestic violence stemming back to Memorial Day weekend near the end of May. We'll dive into what it all means potentially on the football field for the Green Bay Packers in 2026 coming up on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The latest on the story from ESPN's Adam Schefter over at ESPN.com. College volleyball takes center stage tonight on ESPN Madison. 6th-ranked Wisconsin in the opening Spike Classic in Pittsburgh. They'll take on 5th-ranked Stanford. First serve projected for 8 o'clock tonight. Pregame coverage starts at 7:30. Wisconsin also faces 4th-ranked Pittsburgh on Sunday morning at 11 a.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Game Day edition. I'm in the middle of the edition.
Yeah, he is. All right, this isn't going anywhere good.
No. Good effort.
Well, we made it 5 seconds.
What is he doing? Like, is he at a golf outing? What? Why is he sitting in the passenger seat in a swamp? Is he part of the mafia? What is going on here? You do that at night, don't you?
Not Wilde. It's the Friday edition. What a week we've had on the old program here.
A lot of ups and downs this week, I would say. You know what we need? The football season to start.
Yes.
Anybody else on board with
we
that?
do.
I don't need any more preseason games or golf outings or anything. We need football to get started, is what I think this continues to tell us.
So it's Wilde and Tausch, and we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this now. I'm Jesse Nelson. I produce the show. Not well this week, I don't think. Mark Tauscher, Packers Hall of Famer, is at his undisclosed location. Good morning, old T.
Good morning, Jesse.
And
won the golf outing. I know everybody was curious because I left an hour early yesterday. Won the golf outing yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, champions. Groundhog Open champions. Some Buck and Honey's gift certificates. What is the best thing to win? Because people always fight and get mad if somebody's like 20 under par or whatnot. To me, we had the Vortex rangefinders, which were awesome wins. I think at the ESPN Madison Open. I'm always curious because we ended up winning gift certificates to go play back at the Oaks, which is nice. It's close to the house, so we can go play.
Oaks is a great course, yeah.
What are you looking for when you win these? Do you want trophies or do you want gifts?
Well, let's ask Jason. Jason, what do you want to win when you have a golf outing going on?
I want prizes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer.
All right. Thanks, Megatron. Appreciate that.
That's pretty good, Robotech.
He wants prizes.
Why don't we call it a day, and Jason will get back to us when he can. I don't think that's going to work.
We're going to
you're the producer, so you make the call, but it seems a little choppy.
Obviously, this is not going great. His video looks fantastic. He's doing
video looks really good.
I don't understand how the audio is coming in poorly, but the video looks wonderful. That's an interesting development for us here on the old program. So
I have to admit, I've never been to a cross-country meet, and I don't ever plan on it. I don't think Eleanor is ever going to do that, so that's something I'm not interested in either. But don't you have to run? How do you even do that? If you're watching your kid, do you stay at the finish line? Do you go to the start, and then do you – because not to put Jason's business on the street, but he ain't going to run with her. I mean, we know that. He's got that bad plantar fascia that he's probably still dealing with. He ain't running. He's not going down to MoMA, so he's not getting, all that good treatment. Is he going to drive next to her? Can you drive next to your kids running at a cross? I don't know. Is that how that works?
Maybe that's what Jason's doing. He's meeting Doc McKenzie in the middle of a field in the greater Green Bay area. A step up from the parking lot from last. Jason, what's your plan of attack for when you're attending the cross-country meet this morning?
Rollerblades. I bet he's got rollerblades on. He's going to rollerblade next to her.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what he said.
Yeah,
it looks like he's shaking his head.
Rollerblades it is, I suppose, yeah. All right.
Well, they got those. I'll say this. You know what he should do? Is they got those. I was just telling you about these e-bikes, and I have the old school e-bike where you still pedal, and it's like a little assist to help you up hills and whatnot. These new e-bikes are like motorcycles. Like they're mopeds.
Yes.
I think he should have a moped so that he can travel right next to her.
The problem is cross-country is on grass and
it's not mud.
Like a wood chip terrain.
No, you're not running on wood chips.
There was a cross country path near my house when we were where the high school meets, the middle school meets would happen, and a portion of it was like a wood chip path, and then you'd run on the grass, and it'd be like
you ain't running. How cross country? What do you run? 5 miles? Is that kind of about what it is?
Tausch, I've never been a cross country runner. I can't tell.
Oh, I had you pegged as a cross country guy. I thought Prep Mania should be out here covering this cross country.
Believe it or not, I have never been a cross country runner. Maybe Dennis and I will get out to do a cross country meet at some point. Jason could show us the ropes of how to best cover it, since that's where he is this morning. I'm going to take him off the video now because I feel bad as he's trying
to good. It's very distracting.
Work through,
he's sitting there, I don't know what he's even doing.
Difficulties. Yeah, we'll see if we can work something out here from Jason. Obviously, there's that story that we all want to dive into here regarding Josh Jacobs. We will do that coming up here, and we'll see if we can connect with Jason so we can get his insights on that, because that is obviously the biggest story for the Green Bay Packers, both on and off the field here heading into this weekend. In addition to tonight's preseason opener at Lambeau Field, the Packers playing host to the Arizona Cardinals. None of the starters are expected to play, so if you want to get to know the 4th and 5th string guys who probably will not be on the roster on September 13th, tonight's your night to shine and see what these guys have. There will be a couple of interesting storylines to keep an eye on. We'll get you set for the game, our green and gold game preview, prize picks of the week, all that fun stuff. Homer's scheduled to appear coming up at 10:15. We're going to see if we can get everything situated here with Jason. In the meantime, Tausch.
He's actually, I think Homer's doing it from a sand pit. I think he's actually going to be in the long jump and triple jump sand pit.
Oh,
he's going to be doing.
We're going to have this whole thing covered up there, aren't we?
We got all the track and cross country covered that we possibly could.
And you could do it from the sanctity of the clubhouse, open up a beautiful Pella window to poke your head out and see what's going on out on the cross country course.
I could do that indeed. I did that yesterday, and you know what? No two homes are alike. So why would every window and door solution be the same? Well, at Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come in just one price point. Pella offers gorgeous, high-quality, and customizable solutions for every unique situation. Quality doesn't have to mean one size fits all. It means finding the right solution for your home. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
So we are going to try a full-on restart here of Wilde and Tausch. We'll see if we can connect with Jason. Obviously, the big story, Josh Jacobs. We will dive into that. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As we count down the days to kickoff of the college and pro football seasons, you may be planning those last few weekend road trips before we get back into our fall routines. Well, if that's the case, remember to stop by and see the reliable service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie before you hit the road. There's no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil. Make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There's only a little bit of time left this summer. Don't let vehicle trouble take a second of it away from you and your family. Trust the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
ESPN Madison is the home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Back to Audrey Flanagan, who torches it to the back row.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, tune in all season across ESPN Madison and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Baltimore gets absolutely roofed by Jayla August, block solo.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, The Exteriors Company, and Conant Automotive.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Steady. I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Texas Rangers.
Drilled into right. This is deep, way up, way back bench. Watching it sail goodbye on a bomb by Bryce Terang.
Tune in tonight on 1670 AM in Madison.
Wilde and Tausch. So here's the deal. Jason is able to join us on the phone, and his connection appears to be good. And I think it's important that we hear from Jason, at least for the next 2 segments, because we want to make sure, we have his insights here as we get into this Josh Jacobs conversation, which is a big one. And then, of course, the Green and Gold game preview as we get set for Packers Cardinals in the preseason finale tonight at Lambeau Field. And then we'll figure out where the show's going to go from there. But in the meantime, Jason does appear. I guess this means that Jason Wilde appears on the Yuengling guest hotline on his own show. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Hi, Jason.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it, and thanks for dealing with this less than ideal circumstances. I apologize. I am at a golf course, but not for golf. I'm at a golf course for cross-country meets, which is this one of the struggles of golf courses, is that in a lot of instances you don't have great cell phone reception if you're trying to contact people, because it sucks out here. But we need to talk about something serious, and so I apologize for the less than ideal technical circumstances. But obviously the news yesterday... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jason. I'm just curious what you gleaned from the statements and from all of the legal, because what we don't want to do on here, at least I know from my end, is speculate.
No, me either.
And outside of the roster and what that means if he's unable to play. But I just want to get all of the facts and make sure that we all are dialed into what actually happened yesterday, and I know you're dialed in on that.
Yeah, I think the most important aspects of this from the legal perspective is that when he was originally arrested, this occurred on May 23rd. May 26th was when he was arrested. He spent one night in jail, was released the next day. The initial charges included a felony that included strangulation, and there were 4 misdemeanors. So that was over 3 months ago. Yesterday, the Brown County District Attorney's Office officially filing 2 charges. Both are misdemeanors, one for battery, the other for criminal damage to property. Now, that is certainly enough that if the legal process plays out and he ends up being convicted or reaching a plea agreement, that the NFL would potentially suspend him. What is unclear as of now, and I spoke to people in the NFL offices, is whether or not he would be suspended before the case reaches its end game, whatever that might be. And as of now, the only official statement from Brian McCarthy, of the league office is that they are continuing to monitor developments as they have been throughout this situation. I will say this.
Okay, so Jason, the Packers put a statement out as well, and it was, basically the same thing McCarthy told you. If you had a guess, and I know that's speculating on that part of it, is he suiting up for that first game?
I think more likely than not, yes.
Okay.
Now, in talking with a few different people on background, trying to understand exactly what the short term is versus the long term, first of all, let's acknowledge the possibility that the league could put him on what they call the commissioner's exempt list, which he's not suspended, but he's also not playing. Now, I'm not saying that that is what's going to happen. That is one potential pathway. Like Terrion Arnold, who is charged with multiple felonies, by the way, which makes his case different. Even if the Seahawks have him on their roster, the league, which would probably happen after Sunday's cuts, would potentially place him on the commissioner's exempt list because they don't want him, I wouldn't think, playing with those charges currently
and
having
Jason,
been filed.
just a clarification point on that. That list was brought in so the players wouldn't basically sue to play. They're getting their paycheck, but they're not playing. Correct. So that the league can kind of buy time to let the cases unfold. Is that your understanding?
That is a great explanation, Tausch. And so the effect is still the same, right? The player's not playing. But
he's getting paid.
But he's getting paid, and it is not a suspension per se. Now, my understanding is that the Packers are not planning to release him, period, as of right now. Now, could that change? Okay. Could there be developments that cause that to change? Yes. But as of now, they do not plan on cutting him. In fact, I did not talk to Brian Gutekunst on or off the record yesterday, but the sense I get is that if let's say Goody was talking today in advance of the cuts, I think he would probably have told us, as of now, we plan on Josh being on our roster. Now, again, there are other potential things that could happen, but that is how I understand how they are moving forward for now. Now, one of the other parts of this is obviously in the Brown County District Attorney's announcement and in their statement, they mention video from Josh Jacobs' garage, which they did not receive until July, and that it shows his then girlfriend on the ground and him taking the phone and walking away. In the conversations that I had yesterday, because to me, Tausch, that sounds like if that video is somehow ends up in the public sphere and people see it, that could change the optics, right? And that could also change the Packers' approach. But as I understand it, as one person said to me, we're not talking about a Ray Rice type video here. Now, whether or not that is still problematic video, I have no idea. I have not seen it. I don't know if the Packers have seen it, but that, to me, would be one of the things that could change the optics of where the situation stands and become problematic for the Packers in terms of not knowing, exactly how to move forward with him on their roster.
So Jason, did the Packers know that this was going to drop yesterday?
I don't think they did. I think that they had an inkling that it was going to look, because I would think they would have wanted clarity one way or the other before cuts, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there were, backroom conversations with law
and Jason
enforcement.
Shefty on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy kind of started leading this down this path, because I think I can only speak for myself. When they never filed charges, and it's been 2-3 months, you kind of thought, okay, this is not anything that's of where they're at. And then when Schefter did that a couple weeks ago, or whenever it was on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I started thinking, all right, there's something coming. When that's going to happen, and that's why I just was curious if Green Bay knew anything was coming down the pipe. And I'm sure they're at least happy that they found out about this prior to the cuts, I would guess.
Yes. I mean, again, I don't think, Tausch, they have great clarity still on what exactly this will look like moving forward. So I do think that is still problematic for them. But the reality is that now they at least know, is he being charged or not? And that was a major question for a while here that we did not know the answer to.
So who makes the call on this? Who makes the call on this, Jason? Is this Ed Policy? If they're going to put him on this other list, is this the NFL? Is this Goody? Like, how do you determine who makes the call? Because this is going to be, unless something else comes up, there's going to be a gray area until this trial starts.
I would say that ultimately it is the NFL's decision and Roger Goodell's decision whether or not to place him on that list. But certainly there would be some conversation with the Packers organization about that as they go through the process. Now, again, as far as I can tell, they plan on him being on their roster. And Tausch, if you have him on your roster, that means you plan on him playing.
Yeah.
In the opener in Minnesota. Yeah. So, again, I also don't know what his legal strategy is going to be. Like in some instances, right, they reach a plea agreement, and that is, by definition, a measure, an action that acknowledges some guilt. So then that would certainly put them in position where he could be suspended. Does he plan on fighting this to the very end and going through the entirety of the legal process and going to trial? I don't know. His lawyers put out a statement. At no point did they share his legal strategy at all. All they said was that they appreciated the way the Brown County District Attorney's Office went about it, and they made a point, if you noticed in their statement, to say that he was not charged with domestic violence or domestic abuse. Now, again, kind of the common sense view of this is this happened in his home with his girlfriend, but it's not domestic violence or domestic abuse, allegedly. So what does that mean? And how does the NFL interpret that? Those are all valid questions that I don't know the answer to. But this is certainly something that until they have some clarity, they don't have full clarity. And now we'll have to wait and see what happens next. But as I understand it from the conversations I had yesterday, I expect him to play against the Vikings unless he ends up on this commissioner's exempt list, which no one has told me he is going to end up there or isn't going to end up there. I just think it's important to note that that's at least a possibility.
So, Jason, when you were talking about what his lawyers put out, what is, and I did not read through the affidavit, the briefs. I didn't read through all of it. I got the Cliff Notes versions of it. What was that lawyer telling us? That it wasn't domestic abuse? And then the other part, it seems as if it's become a big deal that this is a misdemeanor compared to a felony. Is that what he was? I want to get an idea of what his point was to make sure to emphasize that.
Yeah, well, I think your second point is an important one. It is important that there is a major difference between a misdemeanor or two misdemeanors and felonies, obviously. So that is part of the major difference from what he was initially charged with when they arrested him on suspicion of felony. I believe it was strangulation was the word that was there. And that is not how they have chosen to proceed in the Brown County District Attorney's Office. So that is one significant thing. The other thing, and this goes back to what Adam said to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, as I understand it, and obviously Adam understands it far better than me, spending much more time working at the league level, is that if it is deemed domestic abuse or domestic violence, it is an automatic 6-game suspension. And I don't, if I'm being completely transparent, I don't understand splitting the hair of, okay, he's not technically charged with, the phrase domestic violence or domestic abuse is not in the charges that he's facing. And yet, common sense would tell you that's what this situation was, allegedly. So I don't quite understand whether or not he is, because of the choice of words for the actual charges from the Brown County District Attorney's Office, if that, for lack of a better term, lets him off the hook for that automatic suspension. But that is a sticking point, and clearly the statement from his lawyers wanted to emphasize that based on the actual wording of the charges, he is not charged with domestic abuse or domestic violence. Now, whether or not the league interprets that differently and whether or not he faces a personal conduct suspension, we have to wait and see. But that I thought was interesting. And then obviously, if you read through the entire the entire filing, I mean, you know, the destroying her phone and pushing her, all those aspects of this, you know, those are the aspects of this case that will be argued by his lawyers and by the Brown County District Attorney. I don't know. I don't know what this video, because I was talking to somebody else about it yesterday, trying to understand this, and you know, their point was that maybe this video prevents it from being a more serious charge, like what is shown on the video does not rise to the same level of what could have appeared on the video, if that makes sense, not knowing what occurred. And there's no video from inside the home, so we don't know anything that occurred inside the house that led to then the confrontation in the garage where she was, according to the report, leaving. Again, this has been, for me anyway, and I know we've had some lawyers who have reached out with their insights. I was uncomfortable until we had some sort of actual filing talking about the various possibilities. So now we at least have what the allegations are from his then girlfriend.
Yeah, I just wonder, Jason, misdemeanor compared to a felony. If those charges yesterday would have been felony, I'm guessing Josh Jacobs would not be on this team anymore.
I totally agree with you. And you know, that I think that's probably what I'm fascinated. And Terrion Arnold, the former cornerback of the Lions who went to the Seahawks, that is a totally different situation, totally different allegations or charges, etc. But there were multiple felonies in that, and they released him. And he is one of their best players. And so I think it's a very fair question. Yeah, and so I think, Tausch, it's a very fair question to ask whether or not that's what they would have done with Josh Jacobs. You know, the other part of this, again, now that we've kind of covered at least our understanding of the legal part of this, is the football side of it. And the question of, you know, Goody was asked very specifically 2 days before this, or 1 day before this came out. He was asked Wednesday before the joint practice, and he indicated he did not feel the need to go out and add other running backs other than the ones that they currently have. And I did think that was a telling thing for him to say. That indicated to me anyway that he was not concerned about this being a long-term, you know, absence, and B, that he seems to think that a guy that's played one game in the last 2 years has shown enough in camp, along with Chris Brooks, that Marshawn Lloyd and Chris Brooks and potentially releasing Pierre Strong and then bringing him back on the practice squad and elevating him for games that they need him for is going to be sufficient. Now, we don't know who's going to get released by one of the other 31 teams that might be a running back that he says, no, we're going to claim that guy. But his indication was he's not proceeding as if they need to do something significant at running back.
We shall see. And there's a lot of players need to showcase themselves tonight. Jason talked about Pierre Strong and whether he's going to make the roster, so there is a little bit of that. I'm not sure if we're going to if Jason can stick around for one more segment or not before the big cross-country match, but what I am sure of is Jones Dairy Farm is family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889, best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe, available in pork, chicken, and turkey. Go ahead and find all of Jones' great products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website at jonesdairyfarm.com. Jell, I think we're going to – you tell me if we're going to continue on with Jason, because I think the running back spot – it's been before all of this, it's been very interesting. How much can you bank on Marshawn Lloyd? I mean, he's talented, we know. I don't know if we want that to put all the eggs in that basket. I think there's going to be some interesting decisions that have to be made along this cut this weekend. And tonight's game, I think, will dictate some of that.
Jason, you good to stick around one more segment? We can talk about the running back situation.
I am happy to stick around if you can actually hear me.
We're hearing you great, so let's keep rolling with it. We'll talk more about the running back situation as we continue on Wilde and Tausch. Straight ahead, stick around.
Why haven't the Packers paid Tucker Kraft?
We would love to have that done. Whether we're able to accomplish that before the beginning of the season or not, we'll see. These things take time, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Your home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here for the cold, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. Well, you know, and I love cracking open a Coors Light. Baseball season, football season, basketball season, the holiday season, Wisconsin road construction season. Every season, there is nothing better than having a good time while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process: cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue, so you know it is chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate every season responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European, and the summer of Audi is in full swing at Audi Madison. As always, at Audi Madison, they're going to help make leasing affordable for your next car. Lease the all-new 2026 Audi Q3 Quattro for $499 a month for 36 months. Offers only available until August 31st. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline at Rimrock Road.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest,
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
No two homes are exactly alike, so why would every window and door solution be the same? At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come in just one price point. Whether you're replacing a few windows, remodeling a historic fixer-upper, or building from the ground up, Pella offers gorgeous, high-quality, and customizable solutions for every unique situation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch. Jason remote from a golf course or a marsh or something. Tausch at his undisclosed location. Talking about the Packers running back situation in lieu of the Josh Jacobs news yesterday. We'll get back to that in a moment. But first, Jason, you were at Potawatomi last night for the ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Draft Night. How'd that all go?
It was amazing. We had a great group out for it. We had Alex Strofe as I don't know if he's the interim GM of our team. There was some confusion as to whether or not you were going to reclaim your rightful place as GM, or if you were going to let him continue and just be the GM all season. Have you decided on that?
Why would I let him draft the team and then I take it over? If he's drafting the team, those are his players. Let him run this squad this year.
Then I think that's good. That's what he wants. That's his hope.
Good.
For that to be the case.
I'd like to distance myself from his fantasy expertise as far as possible. So I think this is best for everybody involved. Yeah.
I think he put together a pretty good team. The positive reviews from the roster was pretty good. But nevertheless, we were at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and if you need a getaway, you don't have to jump on a plane or board a cruise ship or walk around a golf course for a cross-country meet. All you got to do is head down to Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee. The biggest hotel rooms in all of Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for weekend resets, a date night, or celebrating something big, and you're just steps away from all the fun stuff happening inside and all the great restaurants. I got to Ruyi Asian Kitchen. Took it to go, had to get back. Didn't expect the Josh Jacobs story to also be on my plate last night, but the food's great there. The food's great, obviously, at the Dream Dance Steakhouse. We had great food at the Potawatomi Sportsbook as well. All kinds of great stuff going on. So go down there, get away from your troubles, have some fun down at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. All right, Tausch, you want to talk a little running back options? Because I think both you and I have said this even before we found out about this incident in May. I wasn't particularly enamored with the Packers running back depth before that happened. And thinking about Josh Jacobs' injuries last season with his knee that hampered him for the second half of the season. I am unabashedly, admittedly, rooting for Marshawn Lloyd. I'm rooting for the story. I'm rooting for a guy that has managed to stay healthy for one game to suit up for and then was injured in that game. He's got a third preseason game tonight. If let's do the James Campen. Forget about the legal situation for now. Forget about last year's knee issue. Focus on a broken chin strap where he can't find his helmets. If Josh Jacobs isn't available, how confident are you in Marshawn Lloyd, Chris Brooks, and potentially Pierre Strong or a running back to be named later?
Yeah, I'm not confident at all, and let me be clear. I'm not confident even with Josh Jacobs being back.
Right.
He's a year older. Last year, and it wasn't – I'm not putting it on him. The O-line wasn't good enough, but the run game, especially in the big moments, it just wasn't good enough to consistently be able to run the football, and lack of any type of explosiveness. The thing about Marshawn Lloyd is I don't expect him to be a bell cow, but I expect him to make some big plays, whether it's out of the backfield, catching it, or running it. And if he is your number two or kind of your lightning to thunder, I'm good with it. But if you're thinking him as a bell cow, I'm not confident at all. Now, maybe there's somebody else that will emerge. We saw Emmanuel Wilson have a really good game last year with that same offensive line, at least compilation, against a good Minnesota team, defense anyways. And so it makes you wonder a little bit, even prior to all of the legalese that Josh Jacobs is going to be going through, I thought it was going to be a question mark whether or not they were going to pay him pay the piper this year, because when he signed, remember, it was in essence a 2-year deal with a lot coming down the pipe in that third year. Josh Jacobs has been a very good player for the Green Bay Packers. But last year, along with the injuries, and for as much as Goody doesn't like 30-year-olds, although he did pick up a couple this year, running back, it even dials back a little bit more. And Josh Jacobs has a lot of wear and tear on him. So that running back position, to not go and do anything in the draft, I thought was interesting. I thought this would have been a really good year to take a big swing at a young player, even if it's a third or fourth round pick. I don't believe that happened. So now I think you're going to be looking at this and saying you're kind of just hoping to hold it together, catch a couple of breaks. It just leads me to believe that with what they did potentially, and I'm not going to get into a Tucker Kraft argument with you today, potentially with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson, it makes me believe Jordan Love, young fella, time for you to go. And the running game is going to be more complementary and or secondary than maybe we've seen it in the past. That's what this whole scenario, the way Goody and Russ Ball have approached re-signing guys and then not really approaching this spot and banking on a guy that has played one game in 2 years, that's what it makes me think. And my confidence level in that part of it, not even getting into the O-line side of it, is not overly confident.
It's just hard for me to picture, even with the good news so far on Marshawn Lloyd, if you had to give him the ball 20 times in a game, if you had to give him 20 touches. I understand you can't coddle him, but that just seems like a recipe for something not going well. So, again, I agree with you. I'll be very curious to see if after all this talk about, we even talked to Aaron Rodgers about it when we had our Zoom call with him before the Pittsburgh game, the idea of, a coach kind of taking the reins or turning the reins over to the quarterback and letting him be him. I don't know if that's going to be this year for Jordan Love or not, but if it is, if there's ever been a scenario with a running game that would lend itself to needing him to carry more of the load, it feels like that's what this is, even as you said, before the legal situation even came up. All right, you guys are going to play a little bit of trivia. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like?
So we're going to go totally off the board here from anything Green Bay Packers for Wilde and Tausch trivia today. The category is, with the Packers playing the Arizona Cardinals in the preseason game tonight, the Texas Rangers playing the Brewers this weekend. Arizona Cardinals, Texas Rangers, both or neither. That is today's category.
This is quite the inspiration.
Yeah, it's a fun one today. So that's our trivia category today.
Okay, and what caller would you like?
Keep it simple. 8. Caller 8 today for me, please.
Caller 8 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 8 plays trivia. Tausch, you want to tell us about the Pierce 9/11 stair climb at Lambeau?
I do indeed, and 25 years later, and we still climb, so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th, over at Lambeau Field. You can climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It is not about how fast you climb, it's about why you climb. And all funds raised will benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. You can register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb.
Trivia's next. Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here, and with preseason football tonight in Green Bay, the countdown to the regular season is officially on. That has me feeling really good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Holman Lindsay Quality Paints not only has the bold green and gold colors of our favorite team, but every color you'll ever need. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Be sure to ask for it on your next project at any of Holman Lindsay's Madison area locations. A Wisconsin legend for more than 6 decades, Holman Lindsay is the only paint made and mixed in Wisconsin and for Wisconsin. Check them out at hallmanlindsay.com. That's hallmanlindsay.com. Holman Lindsay, Wisconsin's hometown paint manufacturer. And stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out Wilde and Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin beat reporter Jim Pulzine joined the jump around Thursday afternoon, and there were 2 big positives he took away from fall camp.
I think the overall depth seems better, from quarterback to defensive side of the ball. Depth overall, I feel better about. Now you got to see it in the game, right? Like that's obvious. And then the other thing is they need to get this running game going, and I saw positive signs of that in camp. They clearly have made it an emphasis, and there were days where you can kind of look at it and say, all right, I can see where this running game will be a strength this year.
At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come at just one price point. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Ford Summer Sales event is on now at Metro Ford of Madison. For a limited time, get a new 2026 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $27,972. Price includes $499 dock fee and all applicable rebates. Excludes tax, title, license, registration, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Price subject to prior sale and availability. See dealer for complete details. Offer is valid to qualified buyers and ends August 31st. So head to Metro Ford of Madison today. View full inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
There's nothing like the neighborhood spot on game day. Every stool's taken, every screen's on. 1 minute you're surrounded by strangers. The next, you're high-fiving your new best friends. Once your turn to order, ask for Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer. 95 calories, just 2.6 grams of carbs, and flavor that holds its own from kickoff to that final whistle. Light beer that drinks like you mean it. Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Air Lara does it again.
Still back out of the warning track, reaches up and makes the catch. A nice running catch by Lara.
And again.
Back Lara, the warning track wall leaping, he caught it!
Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Jesse and Tausch, with Jason now stepping away from the program for a few moments. He'll return a little bit later, we think. See how things all come together as we continue on throughout the program. Still a lot to get to, including getting set for tonight's preseason finale at Lambeau Field with the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals. Our green and gold game preview will help kick off our 10 o'clock hour coming up here in just a couple of minutes. But before we go any further, it's time to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. National Sandwich Month is here. Cousins Club members earn exclusive rewards throughout August. Join now by downloading the Cousin Subs app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
We welcome in today's contestant, and he's not only going to be today's contestant, he is going to be one of the contestants featured in the semifinals of the Wilde and Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions coming up on Monday. He is Coach Aaron Mack in DeForest. Coach Mack, welcome to Wilde and Tausch Trivia. How are you?
Good morning to my two favorite.
Getting some work in. I like this. This is his preseason game, kind of.
He's got a preseason tune-up for the big semifinal.
Getting some work in.
Tucker in Wausau awaits, and then the winner gets Mailman Matt in the championship bout next Thursday. So stay tuned for that. Wilde and Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions semifinal number 2 coming up on Monday's show. We will draw our winner, by the way, right when we're done here, too. So, Coach Mack, stick around. We'll see if you end up being the winner. Interesting category for you, with the Cardinals, the preseason opponent tonight for the Packers, and the Texas Rangers coming to American Family Field over the weekend to play the Brewers. Cardinals, Rangers, both or neither, today's category. Question number 1 is this. Which of these teams has won a championship in their respective sport during this millennium? Is it the Texas Rangers, the Arizona Cardinals, or neither?
The Rangers.
That is correct.
Yes,
won the World Series a couple of years ago against the Arizona Diamondbacks, ironically. Tausch, you have question number 2.
Thank you.
Jesse, when did the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees?
2003.
Okay.
Or 2001. Right. 2001, the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees.
Yeah, I was going to say, they had the big hit against Mariano. He didn't close it up. Yeah. All right, Coach, which of these franchises was founded in a different city before relocating to its current home? Is it the Rangers, the Cardinals, or both?
The Cardinals.
Tough one, Coach Mack. Yeah, this is why we do the preparation for Monday.
The Cardinals were what? Chicago, St. Louis, and then Arizona?
Yes, and they were actually the Phoenix Cardinals when they first moved out there. Then eventually came the Arizona Cardinals a couple years later. The Texas Rangers, founded in 1961 as the Washington Senators.
Is that right?
Washington Senators restarted, yeah,
DC
and
squad.
then they moved in 1972 to become the Texas Rangers franchise. So, tricky one there, but both did start in different cities before relocating. Chance to bounce back, Coach Mack. Got one more chip here available to get into the cheese fry helmet for the drawing. Question number 3. Which of these franchises has seen its home stadium host the championship of its respective sport as a neutral site venue? The Arizona Cardinals, both, or neither?
Well, I dropped the ball in the last one, so might as well go again for the third one. How about the Cardinals?
The Arizona Cardinals have hosted the Super Bowl, but in a very tricky turn of events, the COVID season World Series was played between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays at what was then known as Globe Life Park, the home of the Texas Rangers.
That is tricky.
Good on
That's
you,
dirty.
Good on you.
Yeah?
Jelly, that was dirty.
Hey, you know what? He's still in the Trivia Tournament of Champions. He's got two of the possible 4 entries into the Cheese Fry helmet, and we draw right now for our winner of the Cousin Subs gift card this week. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Coach Mack, will it be you heading into your big semifinal on Monday? It will not be. Thanks for playing, Coach Mack. We appreciate you. Scott in Browntown. Scott in Browntown, who played on a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. He is our winner this week of the Cousin Subs gift card. Nicely done, Scott. Coach Mack, thanks for playing. We'll talk to you on Monday.
See you Monday.
He's a coach, ready to get back at it right away after falling off today.
Coach is probably he's always going to be disappointed, but this gives him a little more fuel. As a coach, you're always looking for motivational cues. Him not playing well on Friday, I think. Who is he playing on Monday?
Tucker and Wausau, the opponent, waiting in the
Tucker,
wings.
make sure you have a good weekend, man, because I think Coach is going to come fired up for Monday's semifinal.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Congratulations, Scott in Browntown, the winner of our Cousin Subs gift card this week. Tausch, before we move on, why don't you tell us about MoMA?
Well, I have partnered up with MoMA. I've been saying this for a while. I was pretty miserable at the end of last year. I've been battling my knee. I wouldn't be able to get around at all. And if you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, wherever it is, don't just tough it out. I tried. It was miserable. I am now functioning back. I'm being able to do a lot of things. I'm able to play golf, go to these golf outings after partnering up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. Whether you need care in one of their offices, surgery center, smart scan, or MOSH, I've been going to Ortho Laser, and it has helped get some blood flow going again. I'm getting my range of motion back. I've been able to get back to doing what I love doing. I recommend seeing their team if you're looking for that same thing. Call or walk in today or learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
We'll shift our attention to the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals in the preseason finale starting tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff at Lambeau Field. We get to our green and gold game preview, our prize picks of the week, Steinhoffel's sleepers of the week. Homer's still scheduled to appear, and we hope to reconnect with Jason Wilde, who's remote in Green Bay as well. That's all coming up as we kick off the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, which starts in 2 minutes. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Badger basketball coach Greg Gard.
Wisconsin wins the Big Ten.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers host the Arizona Cardinals tonight in the preseason finale at Lambeau Field. Starters not expected to play, especially after the joint practice taking place in Titletown earlier this week. Guys trying to make the active roster either in Green Bay or around the rest of the NFL will take center stage tonight. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We'll get you set for the game coming up on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The big news for the Packers yesterday, running back Josh Jacobs stemming back to a domestic incident Memorial Day weekend, charged with 2 misdemeanors. What does it mean? Adam Schefter, Rob Domofsky with the latest over at ESPN.com. We're continuing to monitor throughout the day here on ESPN Wisconsin. Baseball, the Brewers back home hosting the Texas Rangers tonight at American Family Field. Tonight's game in Madison can be heard on 1670 The Zone. That's on the AM dial, 1670 The Zone for Brewers Rangers tonight, because 6th-ranked Wisconsin volleyball takes on 5th-ranked Stanford in Pittsburgh, 8 o'clock first serve.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch for right now. Jason is out at a cross-country meet in the Green Bay area, who will rejoin the show coming up a little bit later. Homer
seriously,
also
what is,
scheduled to appear this
what
hour,
is
too.
his approach going to be? What's his approach going to be?
So I don't know.
I've never been.
I'm glad you brought it up. I know, like, given all the technical challenges we were facing in that first segment, it didn't get its due. I don't know how people go to watch cross-country meets. Like, it's not like a track where they're running by the same spot. It's not like you can see the entire course from one vantage point, unless I guess there's like a major hill. But really, what I had some friends. So one of my friends in college was dating and is now married to someone who raced on the women's cross country team at Bradley. And we went and supported her once. I was unable to go. A bunch of our friends were able to go. And
just wait a second. You just said we just went. You never even went.
We, our fraternity, went to go support her because she was around a lot. Everybody got to know her, became good friends with her. So I say
you
we.
You can't
as
say
in
we if you didn't
we,
go.
the collective, but I was
no,
not part
they.
of the group.
I don't know if you understand pronouns, but if you didn't go, they went. You didn't.
Okay. We, the house, went. I personally did not go.
No. They went. Okay, continue.
And what they did is they had like 3 different checkpoints on the course where they wanted to see her and support her.
Can you hand them water like a marathon, or is that
I don't believe they did that, but it is where a legendary sign, they made signs to go cheer her on, and we didn't know we didn't know what kind of signs to make for a cross-country meet. So my favorite one that my friend Corey made was forward, not backward, encouraging her to run the right way.
Why would she run backward?
That's the time for the green and gold.
I'm just curious.
She wouldn't
I don't
run.
know enough about
that's
this.
not the point. It's like, how do you motivate someone to run better? Like, keep going. You got this. So we had some fun with it. Forward, not backward was.
So I went
to cheer on the runners.
My old buddy Wisey. who invented the jump around along with some other folks, he was doing not a full-on triathlon, but like one of those abbreviated triathlons. And I went and watched him. This was a long time ago. And I wasn't sure because he's a strong swimmer. He's a heavier set fella. He's part of the 300-pound bouncing club back at Wando's along with Kochek and, back when we built that bar up to the powerhouse that it is today. And he was doing it, and we were trying to figure out where to all go for the bike ride and everything else, and that was tricky. And the run was probably only a mile and some change. It wasn't a marathon like a normal decathlon. And you never know, and that's why with cross country, like you said, you're way out there. I don't know if you start, you say, hey, good luck, and then go to the finish line. But is there people there handing out waters at like the midway point? Is it stationed where they have them and you can grab a cup? Because I'm guessing this isn't Bear Bryant cross country where you got to suck it up and go without any water. I don't know. I literally have no experience in any of this. And it sounds like even though we went to a cross country. So should I say we went to go watch the girls run? Because our show has a representative there?
The show, had
well, we're up in Green Bay watching the race. And I don't know where we should go stand.
Mike in Sun Prairie texts in, you pick out different spots on the course to watch your runners go by and then go to the next spot.
But you walk there, or do you run? Because you have to stay ahead of the pace, right?
You want to be in front of where the race is so you can watch them run by. It wouldn't make any sense to get there after.
Wouldn't you have to be faster than the runners?
Well, yeah, but the course zigzags and goes all about. Or sometimes they'll run by the same spot multiple times if they're running the track twice. Dwayne in a big truck.
E-bike, the motorized e-bike sounds like if your kids are cross-country runners, it sounds like that's what you need to be.
My daughter ran for Stoughton High School and the Wisconsin Badgers cross-country, the only sport for the spectators. It's the only sport the spectators put on more miles than the participants, according to Dwayne in the big truck. Okay. So he is agreeing with you that this is... He's agreeing with you that this is difficult for the fans to be able to keep up with the runners by trying to trot around the course and get in position. So,
I think it'd be tough.
We'll potentially get a full report from Jason on how it goes for him as he is in attendance at a cross-country meet this morning.
If parents are being honest, listen, we all want our kids to chase their dreams and to do something that they're passionate about. We all want that. But if parents are just sitting around having a Tito's and saying, boy, I hope my kid doesn't play this sport. Take financials out of it, because you could say, well, hockey's super expensive, etc. What. Yep, I get it. Take the financials out of it. What is the one sport that you don't want your kid playing? Because, oh, my God, I'm going to be sitting there, and I'm going to be spending all this time, and maybe I'm not super – I think cross-country might at the top of the list.
Cross-country is very high on the list. Yeah.
Swimming – I think it's quick bursts, but you got to sit in those saunas forever.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's the other one that I am very happy, and I know Eleanor has a lot of friends that swim. I don't have any. I am not at all upset that she's not interested in that. And I thought gymnastics was rough, but gymnastics, they got some things figured out now as far as getting people in and out, and the award show not taking 72 hours like it used to.
They've listened to your feedback on that?
Yeah. I don't know. I hope so. If they did, thank you. But swimming and cross-country might be at the top of the list of, I hope my kid doesn't show any interest in that.
As someone, I guess both of us are not really soccer fans, I think there's a difference between, when you're a little kid, it's essentially like glorified babysitting, bringing your kid to play soccer, versus as you go further on, and if they really want to take it seriously, and you do all these travel tournaments.
Here's what I would tell you about soccer. I don't like soccer. I've been very clear about it. I just don't get it.
No one is confused by that.
I would disagree because you're only watching. It's an hour, and it's nonstop action. And if your kid's out there, you're all right with it. Oh, little Johnny did a nice job. Oh, Jesse did a nice job of getting that ball kicked up and set up her teammate, his teammate. All of that can be. I'm not opposed. The little soccer, you just grab a chair, you grab an orange slice, you sit there for 45 minutes, no big deal. Soccer at a competitive level is not bad. You could sit in one spot. Cross country, I'd love Jason to put a GoPro on his head today since we can't get his video. And I'd love to hear what he says, how he's cheering, and how he's getting around because he ain't running. We know that. He ain't walking. We know that. So what is he doing to get in position? I don't know. I'm actually generally curious about it.
Larry Texan, track is the worst, and it's not close. Cross country's over quick in 2 races.
I think cross country's worse. Cross country's worse. Track, it's done. Unless you're a marathon runner, you're running at 800, you run 2 laps, and it's a wrap.
But track, I think you have to go and sit around. It's kind of like
a lot of people.
You got to sit around for hours waiting, and then you get one race that takes 30 seconds, and then you're done, and then you got to wait another hour and a half. I think that's why.
That's fair.
Track would be considered worse than cross country.
At
least
point, but
cross country has continuous action going on.
But it doesn't because you're not seeing it.
Mike,
track you can watch. Oh, there's my buddy old Freddie he's doing a high jump. Oh, well, my daughter's going to go do this, but I can go watch Frank throw the shot. Like you can go bounce around and see. I think it's a better watch.
Mike says cross country's not bad. It's 20 minutes and then it's all over. Soccer's a lot more painful because the matches are so long.
They're done running in 20 minutes?
Apparently,
so
that's what Mike says.
3 miles? Is that what they're running? Is 3 miles?
Stephen Lake, I don't know how long cross country meets typically are in like mileage. Stephen SoCal or Stephen Lake Forest here. I used to work cross country meets in Orange County. Parents would be around the start and finish line. Most would bring lawn chairs. Some would sit in the woods along the course as well. And once they saw their kid go by, they would head for the finish line. So you want to pick maybe one
spot
on the court.
Sprint to a. Do they give you guidance as far as where you go, or are you on your own?
You might just have to know. Maybe they give you a course layout. I don't know if they give you like a brochure that has the course layout when you show up. We can ask Jason all these things.
Sure.
He's the expert in this situation. But yeah, you start at the start line. All right, go, 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 go. And then they raise, and then you go sprint to one spot on the course. You cheer them at the midpoint. Then you get back to the finish line, cheer them as they cross the finish line.
Okay. And that's your green and gold preview.
Packers Cardinals tonight at Lambeau Field. I guess we'll actually do that coming up next. Instead, Tausch, I know rather than sitting at a cross-country meet or a swim meet, you would rather be chilling with an ice-cold Tito's in your hand.
No, I think if I was going to a cross-country meet and it wasn't on school grounds, I think I'd get my little big solo cup. Get a cup like this. I'd pour some Tito's in there. I'd probably put a little, it's this time of year. It's still August. I'd probably go with the transfusion. That's the road I'd go, but it gets a little colder. Fall starts coming. I like cranberry. Get a little Tito's in my cup. That's what I would like to have. Tito's is the best. Anytime you're mixing with anything, make sure it's Tito's that you put in there. And not only do they make a great drink, they also partner with nonprofits and do real good out in every community across the country. So next time you're raising a glass, make sure it's Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, and it is crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, we'll try again with the green and gold game preview before we get to Homer coming up. That's what we're going to do next. I promise you. We're going to look ahead to Packers Cardinals in the preseason finale tonight at Lambeau Field. Tausch and I will do that coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, we've been celebrating our 10th anniversary of Wilde and Tausch all summer long, which has included a lot of nostalgia as we feature throwbacks to some of our favorite moments throughout our show's history. Well, how's this for another throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. It features their iconic personal pan pizza for just $3, and a medium one-topping original stuffed crust for just $10. Take a look for yourself to find more deals on 2-liter sodas, breadsticks, and much more. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to find more about this and a bunch of other great deals. The Throwback Value Menu, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Brewers are making history this season.
Another Mother's Day miracle! He struck him out! A complete game shutout!
Setting records every week.
They tie a franchise record with 22 runs.
Now, will they bring home a championship?
Leaps! And he made the catch! Back at the track, gone! Here comes the throw home. Terrain is saved!
Tune in for the playoff push right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, with my brother and business partner, Aaron Brown.
Siding Unlimited has grown into Wisconsin's best local remodeling company and proven by our long list of awards, highlighted by our 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Green Bay, we might have a kicker.
He has now earned the trust because of these 2 preseason performances that I think it's going to go through the uprights every time.
You're listening to Madison's home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Holding it down on Wilde and Tausch. The Green Bay Packers playing host to the Arizona Cardinals tonight at Lambeau Field in the preseason finale. We'll get you set for it in just a minute, but first, Tausch, it's been a gorgeous week here in the Madison area. I hope that you've had an opportunity to sit outside in your beautiful outdoor space from Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Outdoors a bunch, and it's kind of been a brothers week here too, with the LaFleur brothers and the Meltons, and you know what, the Browns, Aaron and Eric, brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited. They're the right guys for us to work with. I love the fact that Outdoor Living Unlimited is family owned, and it is a locally operated company. And Sarah and I, we have worked through the process. We did the design with Lou and his great team, picked out all the stuff that we're looking for with their great showroom down here in Stoughton Road. And if you're looking for a new deck, an outdoor kitchen, a screen room, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time now for the Green and Gold game preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold game preview.
Starters not playing tonight. For either team, it sounds like, as the Green Bay Packers play host to the Arizona Cardinals at Lambeau Field. Our Green and Gold game preview with our 3 big questions ahead of tonight's game. Tausch, What's the big storyline for you heading into the Packers Cardinals preseason finale?
Well, I mean, I think if you're looking at, I think the Trey Smack part of this, he's still missing some kicks in practice, but the way he's performed in games, I think we're all feeling better about that. So that's not at the top of my list. The O-line, still trying to sort that out. Again, until you know who's actually going to play and who's not, it'll tell you a lot about who's not playing. If the Packers have a bunch of guys, those are your guys. You don't need to see any more. But the running back spot, anyone can emerge. And I always tell this story, and now we've been doing this show 10 years, going on our 11th season. And these type of games are times where maybe you're a bubble guy. Maybe you need to be a kick return guy like Pierre did last week, trying to earn that spot. And Noah Herron, who is best known now probably for taking that bedpost and clubbing an intruder in his house, but he was a bubble guy, maybe wasn't even going to make the team. And he balled out in then what was the 4th preseason game. And it earned him a roster spot and earned him a career. He ended up having a nice, I don't know if he was 5 or 6 years in the NFL. He ended up earning it. So is there going to be one of the Noah Herron stories tonight that ends up kickstarting someone's career? That's what you hope for. Somebody balls out tonight and it earns him a spot. That would be kind of what I'm looking for tonight. And then who is not playing to tell you kind of where they're at with their O-line. Those are the two storylines I'll be looking for.
And I'd add in the running backs as well, given the Josh Jacobs news yesterday. It's a position that a lot of guys, even if you go undrafted, you can step in and make an impact in the regular season. And so we'll see who gets some carries tonight. If anybody does stand out, even guys that could make the practice squad could end up playing a role in the regular season this year, depending on how that entire situation plays out. So that's the thing that I'll be most intrigued by tonight, in addition to Trey Smack kicking for the first time at Lambeau Field. Question number 2, Tausch. Which Packers player has the biggest chance to impact his season based on his performance tonight?
Oh, I think McCord. I'm curious. There's going to be a debate about keeping him, and I saw Mike McCarthy talking about keeping 4 quarterbacks. I can't imagine that's going to be, you can't keep 4 quarterbacks on an active roster, although the Patriots did it with Tom Brady back in and that worked out pretty well. You just get the sense that this is going to be a close call, whether or not you keep him on the 53 or you put him on the practice squad and hope. I think the Packers, as Jason mentioned, wants to have just Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Love and then let McCord kind of be that developmental third-string guy and not taking up a roster spot. But you just sense that if he plays well again, because he's obviously done some really nice things, teams are always scouring. And teams like to look at teams that have had a lot of success at a position, and they want to poach people. Whether or not that's going to be the case, and the other part of it is, how much is he going to play? I'm guessing he's going to play a bunch. So if he plays really well tonight, all of a sudden that tape gets out there, and does that change how Brian Gutekunst approach his roster management at that quarterback spot? That, to me, you're talking about changing lives and doing it. Making an NFL roster changes lives. And I think he's going to be one of those guys that's squarely on the bubble trying to figure out what the Packers are going to do.
Interesting answer. Where's Sky Moore at right now on this roster? Because he was signed essentially to be the kick return guy, the punt return guy, and he's good at that. He's been involved a little bit in the offense, hasn't really gotten a ton of reps. Is there a chance he doesn't make the 53?
There's always a chance, but I mean, and you always have to, I'm always telling our fans, don't listen to what people say, watch what they do. Brian Gutekunst said he's going to make the roster. So take that for what it's worth. That doesn't mean he is, but I would be surprised, especially trying to get this special teams turned around and much better. They went out, they put some money into Sky Moore. I think he could be a gadget guy too, a little jet sweep, and he can play wide out if you need him. But that wide receiver spot, how many they keep, going to be super interesting to watch.
Not sure. I mean, he hasn't shown much in the preseason. I don't know if they feel like it's just he's good, and we'll see what happens in the regular season with him or if there is anything that he's competing for.
Yeah.
But he's a guy I'll be keeping my eyes on tonight. And the last question for you, Tausch, in our green and gold game preview. Besides avoiding injuries, tonight's preseason game is a win for the Packers if blank. It's a tough one to answer. How do you answer it today?
Yeah, this is almost impossible to answer since you caveated it and said that you couldn't. I kind of am going to go off of what I said last week, and you want to start seeing kind of what Jonathan Gannon's defense is going to look like and the approach that they have, downhill, aggressive, ball hawking. I'd like to see some turnovers created. You're not going to have starters out there. Going to be some sloppiness. You'd like to see a 3+ turnover game from the defense and special teams. Some things to really build off of moving forward to get ready in a couple weeks to play games that count. And I always, as a team, you want this stuff gets a little bit contagious. And I know after Sunday it's not even the same team. I get all of that. But the mentality and seeing things as a coach, you want to see things you practice. You want to see them show up. And I think that would be a really good sign heading in, taking the injuries out of the equation, of getting some turnovers and feeling like what you've been practicing and preaching for the last 4 or 5 months are starting to pay off so that the guys see it, feel it, and think that they can do it when they head up to Minnesota in a couple weeks.
I've got an answer for you. Tonight's game is a win if the Packers announce Tucker Kraft's contract extension and all the fans get to celebrate it at Lambeau Field.
All right, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. That's a win too. I'll take that.
Otherwise, I mean, I went to
how much guaranteed money is he going to have?
Well, I'm not. Jesse? We don't have to do that again. But I went to the final preseason game a couple of years ago. It's the first time since I was a kid that I went to a preseason game. Even the bars around Lambeau don't treat it like a regular season game. Like there wasn't like.
Do they do fireworks after the preseason games?
Well, the one I went to was a noon kickoff, so I don't know. I don't think they do.
They should.
But everybody goes in. You kind of hang out for a bit on a Friday night. You might go out, go to Titletown or some of the nearby establishments afterward. Leave a little early. It'll be a fun thing to go to, but it's really not the same as a real game day, especially the third preseason game when none of the starters are playing.
No, it's not the same.
I thought going into it, even though the game would not be the same, I thought as a fan the experience would be similar to a regular season game, and it was not even close.
No, it's not going to be close, but the stadium's still almost full. And yes, by the second or third quarter, everybody, you start seeing it. I always loved the fact, and I know it gives opportunities for people that maybe can't afford or can't make it up to regular season games for whatever reasons. It gives people the same thing with family night. That's why I love the fireworks show and everything else. That's why I think this would be cool. Do the fireworks show. Make it a lot more kid-friendly from that side of it. And if that is the case, that's another win for fans and for the Packers.
Do what Homer says and make it banana football for the second half of the game tonight. It might be what it feels like watching it if you're dialed in. 7 o'clock kickoff for the Packers and Cardinals. Homer is coming up next. And Tausch, you like to say Homer would be one of the people who would qualify to take advantage of what Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers for lunch on Wednesdays.
There's no doubt Wednesdays are for Homer. Guests that are over 55 you can go down to Hard Rock Cafe every Wednesday and you get 50% off meals of $40 or less. But that's not all. Hard Rock Casino Rockford is a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. And they offer the most generous and frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. Great slots, great sports book, great table games, and, of course, great entertainment. They've had a bunch of different acts. Terry Bradshaw played down there for Pizza. That's how
awesome.
Big that is.
Yeah.
Play, dine, and shop. You can enjoy those live shows and, of course, the sports book that we talked about. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination, about 60 minutes from the greater Madison area, off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
Rumor has it we may stop in tomorrow, put a couple of week 0 college football wagers in, have a fun little afternoon tomorrow. Homer is scheduled to appear coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
If there's anything I've learned about playing football in the trenches, it's that confidence is built through scheme and details. It's not much different with your money. If you lack confidence, take some time to sit with Annex Wealth Management and walk through your plan. Annex helps you think of more than investments. Their team considers things like retirement, taxes, even that company stock you have but don't know what to do with. Looking to build confidence with your money? Well, give Annex Wealth a call or visit annexwealth.com.
As a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers, Steinhofels knows a good season starts with a great night's sleep. That's why Steinhofels has all the best mattress brands and an exclusive Discover Your Sleep system that takes the guesswork out of finding the perfect fit for you. And with free delivery, plus Steinhofels' 120-night sleep guarantee, you can rest easy knowing you made the right call. Sleep better all season long. Steinhofels, born and bred in Wisconsin, just like the Packers.
No two homes are exactly alike, so why would every window and door solution be the same? At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come in just one price point. Whether you're replacing a few windows, remodeling historic fixer-upper, or building from the ground up, Pella offers gorgeous, high-quality, and customizable solutions for every unique situation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
I love the group. I love the guys we got. We've been together for a couple years now. It's not our first rodeo together.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're talking about practice situations.
That's the mindset. That's the goal for us, is to be able to go out there and finish.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Friday marks the preseason finale for the Green Bay Packers as they play host to the Arizona Cardinals at Lambeau Field. But much bigger news, both on and off the field for the Packers, came down Thursday as the Brown County District Attorney's Office officially filed 2 charges against Packers running back Josh Jacobs due to an incident in which he spent a night in jail back in May. Jacobs formally charged with 2 misdemeanors, one for battery, the other for criminal damage to property, and the Packers offering the following statement, quote, "We are aware of the charges brought against Josh Jacobs. We will continue to cooperate with the NFL as we work through the process. We will have no further comment at this time," end quote.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Great baseball players are built in the offseason, and the work starts this fall. GRB Academy offers group training programs designed for serious players of all ages and skill levels. Build a stronger all-around game with position player training, develop your arm in the fall pitching program, or improve behind the plate with youth catching. Plus, take your swing to another level with offensive power development. Find the program that fits your goals and register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You're making love, or starting the schoolyard fight.
You know what that music means. Even though Jason is at a cross-country meet right now in the greater Green Bay area, rescheduled from Wednesday to make a special Friday appearance with us here on Wilde and Tausch. It is Steve the Homer True, host of the Homer Hour, weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on ESPN Wisconsin. Homer, how are you?
I'm fine. You know what would be a win for the Packers tonight?
What?
Well, and again, and this is not meant to be rude for the fans. The rain and there's no game. That's the best. And I got to give Tausch credit, man. You are a pros. This is the hardest job in the world, to do a pregame for a JV game that is so meaningless, the coaches don't even want to play it. Every decision on the team, barring what you said, is already determined. And if they could, they wouldn't play it. So, little shower, little rain, get to the bars early, and I apologize to the fans who have tickets and want to be there. But when you walk in, everybody should be told, please understand, this is not an NFL game. So
yeah, Homer, I would argue that they'd rather have like lightning and not have rain, so they have to deal with the field conditions to get. But they had a couple of weeks because they play on the road.
Excellent point. I didn't want to go lightning. Somebody could get hurt, and somebody would send me something that someone died from lightning, and
that's always the tricky part of this. But Homer, is there something? And is there something? And I know for the general masses, it's not a big deal, but I feel a little bad. I don't disagree that coaches would rather. They got their work in the joint scrimmage. They don't want to play this. But I do think there's a part of me being a late pick, and preseason was important, at least to me, and I think it is important to a lot of these guys that this is going to be their only time they play. Is there a part of you as kind of an underdog scrapper that you are that can at least look at it and say, this is going to be the last time a lot of these guys play, or this is their last opportunity to show that they can be an NFL player, or is that not even in the spectrum?
No, of course that is. That's huge. And the problem is they don't play against anybody any good on the other team, so it takes away the ability to make an impression. The biggest issue is, are any of them going to play college ball again? That's really the big story.
Yeah. What's your take
on it?
And
I would say this is all just goofy. I mean, they're going to go up in court. It's one pro league and another. All right, you're playing in the NFL. You didn't make it. You're in baseball. You're in AAA. You don't make it. You go to AA. College football, college basketball is professional sports. It's a pro league. Now, they have a connection to a school. But how are you going to tell a kid that you can't play in college? I mean, I know what the conferences have said, and they're selling it really well. And, they can set up any rules any way they want. I assume it's going to end up in court. And I don't know upon what basis you say if you went to a NFL camp or whatever rules they had, you can't come back and play college ball. What's the foundation?
Yeah, they can't enforce it. They can't enforce
it.
It
looks good. And they're trying, but it's
they're trying.
Nothing. Yeah, but I know that's how I'd feel. I wish my kid was really a talented athlete now. I never wanted this before because I'd love to play this whole game. Where's your kid going? I don't know. Let's check here. Kid might be academically ineligible. You're paying him $800,000. I'll take my chances. And plus, if he's making $1 million playing football, forget going to chemistry. I want him working more on football so he can maybe make another $1 million.
Hasn't it kind of pulled the mask off, Homer, a little bit about college sports? I mean, it's kind of pulled the whole facade, right?
Yeah, sure. And to be fair, this is the fairest it's ever been. I mean, it used to be some schools do this. Now everybody, it's the fairest college football has ever been. Indiana proved that. Under the old rules, no way Indiana has a chance. But you got the money, you pick the right guys, let's go. And the quality of play is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, I think there's a lot there, and I think college football, while a lot of issues they have to work out, I think that it's going to get better and better as this keeps going because you're going to start weeding things out, and I think there's going to be less programs because some of the bottom groups aren't going to be able to make it, and the top ones are going to get stronger and stronger. I could be wrong, but we shall see. Homer, training camp wrapped. Regular season's going to get going
here. I got one other question for you.
All right, go ahead.
I got to let you know, I might have to leave early because I'm going to court because I want to charge my kid with 5 misdemeanors, busting phones. I guess that's a misdemeanor. I mean, because every time that happened to us, when he busted a phone I got him, you know what he said to me? I'll pay for it. And I go, oh, okay, that'll work. But apparently that doesn't apply in this case. That's the part of the Josh Jacobs that I'm obsessed with. I'm just fascinated.
Well, there's more to it than that.
I know, but I'm saying that's the second count. You have 2 counts of misdemeanor, and one of them is he busted a phone. I think I have that right, or maybe 2 phones.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
How does that become a card?
Well, I think there's intent. I don't know, Homer. I don't know. I think that there's enough here that this should be, and I don't want to be dismissive of it. There's enough there that they did. I'm actually very surprised that charges were filed because of the length of time that took. But where does that to get to? Because neither of us are legalesers. Where does that put you in as far as how you view this running back spot heading into the regular season now that there's some uncertainty with Josh Jacobs?
I'm expecting him to play. I'm expecting him to play most of all the games. That's not a judgment on what he didn't do, whatever. It's just, what do you think is going to happen? They messed it up when they let Wilson go. And so I have stated I want Lloyd to carry the ball 25 times in the game tonight. I understand the game is meaningless. No one knows if he can play a full game of football. And he's a very important part. I think if you had Jacobs, Wilson, and Lloyd, it would have been fantastic. We wouldn't be having any of this discussion. Comfortable with Wilson. He's already done it, but they let him go for whatever reason. And so now everything about the running back position is iffy. I mean, because Jacobs still has an injury to address, but there's no way you can be confident in anything, right? As far as running back, it's just all question marks.
Yeah, does that make you think that this is even going to be more now on Jordan Love? Matt LaFleur is going to say, here we go, because of some of those issues and obviously with some of the uncertainty at offensive line?
Yeah, to me, the emphasis, and you allude, the emphasis, and to me it always has been the offensive line. Your ability to run the ball in games when you're ahead, or the ability to run the ball, it's the offensive line. I mean, I think that has been the issue more than anything. What was the big mistake they made last year? It was in the offensive line. And now you have the same unknowns, or different unknowns, but you still have unknowns. And that's, I mean, you lived it. The majority of the time, not every year, a lot of it was passing the ball. But when the game was on the line, you needed to control the ball. You needed to run the clock. You guys could always run the ball, right? Now, maybe there was a year where you didn't, but now, and that's not on Jordan Love. So
yeah, it's the O-line, and that was leading me to my question to you was, when camp opened, there were question marks. Corner, kicker, offensive line. I'm sure you had other ones. How many of those throughout this month-long camp have been answered for you?
Kicker's over. That's done. That's been answered. Cornerback, that was all made up. The stuff about Keyshawn Nixon, I don't know what the cornerback is still a situation because they're probably one person short, but they're not worried about it's all offensive line. I mean, running back, but I'm expecting Jacobs to play most, if not all, the game, so I don't have the same concern in terms of it being that big. I'd say, I mean, the Packers are good. I want the season to go. They're good. The division's good. Let's see what they can do and survive to some degree in the first half. See who steps out if someone does without Parsons. And you probably don't want to play the Packers, I think, by the second half or last 7 games, because I'm assuming that, that Zebach will be healthy and that Tucker Kraft will be even better. I'm not worried about that totally. He's going to sign a contract. I don't.
I agree.
Now, and then, at the risk of sounding like bringing up Will Chamberlain, I only bring it up this time, Tucker Kraft has 0 chance of being as good as Ron Kramer was. Greatest tight end in the history of the Green Bay Packers. Don't ask me. Ask anybody who played on the Packers of Vince Lombardi. Their greatest teams were when Ron Kramer was a tight end. The power sweep made Vince Lombardi famous, Jerry Kramer famous, Fuzzy Thurston famous. The only and most important person in the power sweep was the tight end, Ron Kramer. And so Tucker Kraft, if you need a goal, if you need a challenge, look up Ron Kramer and work the rest of your career on trying to be as good as he was. But I admit that's not.
How would you rank tight ends? You got Ron Kramer 1. You put in where's Chewy? Where's J. Mike? I guess Paul Kaufman's got to be in that list.
Yeah, no, all those guys are good. There are a ton of good ones.
Well, give me your top three. Let me hear your top three.
They can't get a garage, not a house, in Ron Kramer's neighborhood. All those other guys are good. He should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Ron Kramer is on a different block than any other tight end in the history of the Green Bay Packers?
Yes. And if you don't believe me, ask somebody, get somebody on your show who played with him, and there aren't many left. So,
yeah, they're getting fewer and further. Oh, well,
Homer,
okay, we can ask Jerry Kramer.
I'm almost 35 years old, and this is the first I've ever heard of Ron Kramer.
I know, that's sad. That's sad. Have you ever heard of Will Chamberlain?
Many times, yes.
Okay.
Why have we not heard more about Ron Kramer?
Because
Homer?
he left because he wanted to play near his home. He played his last few years with the Detroit Lions, and they won titles after he left. But they never, ever were as good at running the ball, and it just because there were so many great players, and he left the team and wasn't around for all 5 of the titles.
Was he more of a pass catcher, or was he all blocking?
He could do everything. But, yeah, he was as big as a house, a phenomenal blocker, made the power sweep. But still, I think he had 2 touchdown catches in the championship win over the Giants one year. He could do anything.
Huh. That's a nice nugget.
And
you
you can look him up, and it doesn't apply here, but he's one of the top 5 most legendary football players ever at Michigan. I think he had like 10 letter sweaters. He's kind of their Pat Richter, but better than Pat Richter. And Pat Richter was special.
Wow.
That's Pat Richter.
Yeah.
Who's better, me or Ron Kramer? I'll stand by whatever Pat Richter says.
It's high praise. Homer joins us right now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling now officially in Wisconsin, family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Homer, did you watch Miz last night?
Unbelievable. Even when he's bad,
terrible
he's good.
mound.
Yeah.
Terrible mound situation.
No,
I didn't like seeing him slipping around.
No, if I'm an opposing team and they're coming and he's pitching, I'm messing up the mound. It's the only way to stop him because he needs it different, and there aren't any other pitchers that stride that long. So yeah, they need to send, and maybe they need to send a mound person on every road trip where he's pitching because they'll mess with the Brewers on that. They don't even have to really do anything illegal. It's just make it loose down there where no other pitcher gets that far, but it maybe will make Miz less Miz. Man, isn't it unbelievable? You just assume they're going to win.
Les Mis.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, nicely done. 6 innings, 2 runs last night. He struck out 6, and it's like a lackluster outing, and it's still like a really good start.
Yes. I used this when Dwayne Wade played. I said, man, when he's good, he's real good. Even when he's bad, he's good. So by Miz standards, I guess it's slightly below the norm that he had, but it was still it's just such a treat. People know you may never see anything like this, and no one knows how long it's going to last. But it's like Little League sometimes. Hey, the guy, he throws a couple pitches to some guy, and you're thinking, just go sit down. You got no chance. Now, once in a while, they hit it. But how many of the bats do you assume he's just going to dominate? Like half, 50%?
Yeah, easily.
Easy 50%.
Easily half.
Right?
Yeah.
Homer, will that change the mentality, do you think, of fans here that this is a World Series or bust? Or do you think we're always going to kind of use that, well, how do we compete with the Dodgers with that? Or do you think we've now broken through that with all of the success and with the fact that we got a big-time horse at the top of our pitching rotation?
I can't judge what other fans are going to think because they haven't. But
what are you thinking?
The Brewers should win a World Series in the next 3 years. I don't know which 3 it'll be because you need things to go your way. You need the breaks. Go back and remember the Bucks when they won and the breaks they needed. They now have a team good enough to win the World Series this year. They have young pitching. They have multiple pitching. Henderson is not talked about nearly enough. He's not Miz, but he has an amazing – he's one of those rare guys that can pitch like Maddox and stuff, make the ball turn the other way. And you also have young players, and they're going to have to make some trades in the offseason because they got too many great young players. You can't play 4 great shortstops. So they might even be better next year once they decide how they want to use that talent. And their pitching that is so good is so young, those guys are going to be sticking around. They haven't won for how many years? So next 3 years, don't win a World Series. I will be saddened because the Brewers are that good. The problem is the Dodgers are that good and they have, all that money. And don't complain about what the Brewers haven't done because they've been wise. They haven't wasted money. Look, you want to know what happens when you have a lot of money? If you screw up, look at the Mets. And we like David Stern. They spend what? I don't know how much more than, and you look at their guys, they got the named players, and then you watch the Brewers play and you go, Brewers are kicking their butt. So it's as good.
Homer, have you crowned because you were the king of David Stern. Like, you were all Stearnsy all the time. Have you now?
He's still great.
You've crowned Arnold above Stearnsy, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
okay.
I'd have to look because judging on how they did in Milwaukee, Stearns is up there. But yeah, I mean, the greatest thing you can argue that Stearns did was to hire Arnold, and the greatest thing Council did was to hire Murphy. There's that, you can sell that, but I don't. Stearns, the view of Stearns, I'm surprised that he struggled in the Mets, but that doesn't change what he accomplished in Milwaukee because he did 2 things. It's like Ron Wolf. He not only won, but he hired Arnold. Wolf not only won, but he hired Ted Thompson. So, I mean, I've said this. If the Brewers win a World Series, rings must be given to Craig Counsell and David Stearns. Must. And I don't care what other teams have or haven't done. They win a World Series only, more than anything else, because of those 2 guys and who they brought in. And they left. Thanks.
We're not giving a ring to the manager of the Cubs if the Brewers win the World Series. We're not giving a ring to...
don't care.
We're not doing that, Homer.
What? That changes the reality?
Yes!
Some people no, it doesn't. Does not. Doesn't change anything about what happened, how it happened, why it happened. Some people are going to be upset. That's fine. Let them be upset. The Brewers, if they win a World Series, will win because of Craig Counsell as much as anyone. Why? He hired Murphy. Now, they get credit for making Murray the manager after he left. Where would this
that's not going to happen. That's not happening, right?
I've said a few things before that aren't going to happen. That doesn't mean they shouldn't happen. But
Homer, what did you think of the Pro Bowl go? What did you think of the Pro Bowl going by?
They really blew that.
Why?
They got banana football. Come on, you've seen another sport.
Here we go again.
I agree.
So come on, come with a creative way to figure out how to play the game. But no, they don't want to, I guess.
That's actually really smart. A Savannah bananization of the Pro Bowl.
That's where the banana football should come in, not the preseason where guys are trying to make that. Pro Bowl is a celebration of the sport.
You do it back over in Hawaii. You do it after the Super Bowl. You celebrate it. You have music. I don't know what they all do. Whatever they're doing is working.
Make it
and you just turn it over to the bananas and say, hey, find a way to do this.
If you don't want the players to play, fine. They get to pick some banana ball players from their school or their team or practice squad. I mean, if a guy can figure out a way to make baseball entertaining, you can make football entertaining since the country loves the sport. How many times more than baseball? And no one thought it was possible baseball. You like baseball, but the pace is slow. There's just kind of the nature of the game. And this guy says, screw that. I can turn it into entertainment. Unbelievable. And basketball and football should do the same.
I agree with you.
I don't disagree.
NBA All-Star Game would be great if it was banana ball. Homer, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate you rescheduling with us this week.
Always a pleasure to work with Tausch. Tausch, unbelievable. That might have been your greatest performance ever. How many minutes did you do a pregame for the game tonight? 15 minutes?
No, I did. Homer, you'll laugh at this.
Version.
Back when I was
into the
working,
Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame, just for that.
all right,
Wayne
put me in.
never done
Put me in,
anything
Coach. I'm ready to play. Put me in, Coach.
Yeah,
Thanks,
bye.
Homer.
Steve the Homer True joining us on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, and now enjoyed in Wisconsin. Tausch, I think we're going to be able to hear from Jason Wilde. I see him. It looks like we're going to have a better connection this time around. So I think we're going to have Jason back for the remainder of the show after this. So as we work to get reconnected with him, why don't you tell us about UW Credit Union?
Well, I am a proud member of the UW Credit Union, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years, they're going to help you reach your financial goals. Members and get their money up to 2 days sooner with early payday. And UW Credit Union's mobile app, I've talked about a bunch. Simple way to check accounts, make transfers, and more. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Going to get reconnected with Jason Wilde, who rejoins the show, helping us get set for Packers Cardinals tonight and a whole lot more. That's straight ahead on Wilde and Tausch.
Why haven't the Packers paid Tucker Kraft?
If I'm Jordan Love, I'm pissed. I'm mad at the Packers if they haven't gotten something figured out there. You saw how much of a key piece he was to our offense last year.
Your home for Packers fans. The ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Steinhoffels Labor Day sale and save up to 30% on furniture and home decor. Plus, get a free 65 or 85-inch TV with a qualifying purchase. Shop now in-store or online. Wisconsin beat reporter Jim Pulzine joined the jump around Thursday afternoon, and there were two big positives he took away from fall camp.
Depth overall, I feel, from quarterback to defensive side of the ball, better about. Now you got to see it in the game, right? That's obvious. And then the other thing is, they need to get this running game going, and I saw positive signs of that in camp. They clearly have made it an emphasis, and there were days where you could kind of look at it and say, all right, I can see where this running game will be a strength this year.
At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come at just one price point. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. The ESPN app is your home to thousands of live events, ESPN shows, and originals across every ESPN network in service. And now you can check if you already have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. Visit activate.espn.com to learn how to access your account or sign up, then start streaming in the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've always respected people who put in the work. And Labor Day is about exactly that. From August 19th through September 8th, get 40% off all Iron Jock gear with a minimum purchase of $50 using code ESPN40. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Our gear is moisture wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by silver ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock, built on performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop the Labor Day sale now at ironjock.com.
The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team is certified for delivering the most accurate forecasts in the entire state of Wisconsin. Morning meteorologist Savannah Brito.
When you're making plans, the weather often has other plans.
Evening meteorologist Blaze Keller.
At home, at work, or on the go, when we know, you'll know.
Chief meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Our team has the experience you can count on and the accuracy you can trust.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Thanks to Homer, who is always a trip. He's very much obsessed with the phone portion of that Josh Jacobs story, as I found last night during our conversation at Potawatomi Casino Hotel for the annual ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Football Draft. But he brought up the banana ball idea with me yesterday for the Pro Bowl, and just like you, Tausch, I completely agreed with him. I think he's right about that, but apparently Roger Goodell's not on the same page when it comes to that.
Not yet. Not yet. I would think that at some point that might change.
I appreciate you guys holding down the fort for me. I am outside of a coffee shop in the Fox Cities, where it clearly is a better reception than in the middle of a golf course.
Yeah, this is better.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's very far away from where Madison was running. So, but I made it here safe and sound, and I appreciate you guys holding down the fort. She PR'd, but she's not happy with her time. So there's that's the sign of a competitor. So I'm glad that I was able to watch. It is funny about cross country. I was watching a comedian do a joke about it. It's not like other sports where you sit in the stands and watch. You are kind of running cross country with them. And that is not an area of strength for me. So,
how many miles you run while you did this?
I got a full mile in running from different locations to catch her as she went by. We strategically.
So you were running.
I was. I mean, run. not certainly not at her pace, but I was not walking. Yes, correct. You got to hustle to get to where you want to go. You follow the mass of people to the next kind of point where your kid is going to go running by. So.
Do they give you a brochure of the map?
Can you give them stuff while they're running?
I think it's 5K. I think it's 3.1 miles. So I don't think they require it necessarily. So I think it would throw off your kind of running rhythm if you tried to hand them something. I think that's more for longer races, like 10Ks and marathons. But no, I watch her go by. It is interesting. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, there's these parents that they're just screaming, "Come on, you got this! Pick off the person in front of you! Let's go! You got this!" And I don't know if that's what Maddie wants or doesn't want. So I just sort of film her going by, and she makes eye contact, and I say, "You got this," and that's all I say. So I think she finished in the top 25. So I think she's frustrated, but has reason to be pleased with her first race after dealing with an injury last season. All right, we need to get to a bunch of stuff to get you ready for Packers Cardinals, which I understand what Homer was saying as I was listening in about how they should just not even play this game. And when they get to 18 games, they won't play this game. But Tausch, I thought your point that you made back to him was important. There are guys tonight that could make this team that were not going to make the team before kickoff. And that matters. And I know that people who have season ticket packages, that the Packers do this kind of shell game of reducing the price of the preseason ticket, but you still pay the same amount for your entire ticket package, so it's not like it really changes things. I understand they have trouble even giving these tickets away a lot of times. But if you are rooting for the Anthony Campbells of the world, those types of players that are fighting to, J. Michael Sturdivant, those guys that are trying to be that 53rd, 52nd guy on the roster. Tonight's a really big night. And I know that that's not as important as, getting Tucker Kraft's contract extension done and Josh Jacobs' legal situation and Jordan Love elevating his game to the MVP level that some believe he's capable of. But tonight's an important night for a lot of guys that are fighting to keep the NFL dream alive. And I still love it. And I will be there and eager to hopefully write some of those stories. I bring this up because 2 years ago, Aaron Mosby was not making this team. I was told that by 2 different scouts. And he had 2 sacks. He forced a fumble. And they kept him. And now he's still here. And he's one of their kind of, stalwart defensive end/outside linebacker guys because he's so important on special teams, not because he's a great pass rusher. So tonight does matter. And we will see if anyone makes or breaks their chances in the process. We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour coming up, which will include our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week as we get ready for that. And our Name That Year served up by Sendix. But before that, I remind you again that David Gruber and Gruber Offices have been with us from the jump. They've been great sponsors of our One Call That's All celebratory 10th anniversary messages. And David's been a good friend to me for a long time, and we appreciate their support of our show. And you will appreciate their success rate when it comes to representing you if you've been injured in an accident. Make the call. One Call That's All. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Offices, One Call That's All. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
If there's anything I've learned about playing football in the trenches, it's that confidence is built through scheme and details. It's not much different with your money. If you lack confidence, take some time to sit with Annex Wealth Management and walk through your plan. Annex helps you think of more than investments. Their team considers things like retirement, taxes, even that company stock you have but don't know what to do with. Looking to build confidence with your money? Well, give Annex Wealth a call or visit annexwealth.com.
This is Wisconsin linebacker Mason Posa.
Mason Posa shuts the door.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The preseason finale tonight at Lambeau Field as the Packers welcome the Arizona Cardinals. 7 o'clock kick in Green Bay. Starters for both teams not expected to play, especially following the joint practice that took place earlier this week up in Titletown. Still guys trying to make the active roster either in Green Bay or around the rest of the league. Going to be competing tonight. We're going to continue to break it down as we get set for tonight's preseason finale on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, along with all of our other shows all day here on ESPN Wisconsin. Of course, the other Packers news today, Josh Jacobs officially charged with 2 misdemeanors for the incident that took place over Memorial Day weekend. Kind of been looming all summer long. The latest on what that means from Adam Schefter and Rob Domofsky. Check it out over at ESPN.com. Baseball, the Brewers start a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers tonight at American Family Field. You listen to tonight's game in Madison on 1670 AM The Zone. Wisconsin Badgers volleyball top 10 showdown on ESPN Madison.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Jesse, have you been keeping stats on our Name That Year acumen?
You know, I should have. I have not been.
It maybe is better that you haven't.
I think for your sakes, you're probably glad that I have not.
I think I've fared okay, but certainly not great. I'm eager to see what happens here. How many of these do we have left? We have this week and next week, or is this it?
One
is
more
this the
next
grand
week.
finale?
This is the penultimate version of a Name That Year served up by Sendix coming up here in a minute.
Well, then it is time for Name That Year, served up by Sendix.
It's not a question of who.
Wilde and Tausch is my favorite show. This is called Wilde too.
Or what.
If you want to do this, it's great, but you're not getting any younger.
The question is, when?
Do I want Justin Fields to be replaced right now? I'm not sure. I could still probably develop him.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhoffels. And it's time to play Name That Year, served up by Sendix Food Markets.
Those guys have been around here a long time.
Sendix, celebrating 10 years of Wilde and Tausch and 100 years as your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Of course, we thank Sendix for their support of the Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary, which is presented by Steinhoffels. Name That Year. It's August. Tausch has been saying for the last couple of weeks, man, we got to get to football season. What I've done is I've looked back on some past Augusts of Wilde and Tausch, and I've found 3 memorable clips of things that have been said on this show in the month of August, not about the Green Bay Packers as we count down the days to the start of the football season. So let's revisit some of these moments, and let's see if you can remember in which years these points were brought up. First, something that Tausch actually alluded to a little bit earlier in today's show.
Why are we always just going to have low expectations or never have championship expectations for the Milwaukee Brewers because they're in a small market, because we don't have the same revenue? If that's the case, fine. I don't know necessarily if we're actually giving the organization and the team enough credit for continuing to keep our expectations low.
Yeah,
we're never going to do that with the Green Bay Packers. I can assure you of that.
One of Tausch's very adamant takes when reviewing the Milwaukee Brewers, especially compared to the Packers, as fans in the state of Wisconsin. Tausch, what year do you think you said that in August on Wilde and Tausch?
I could see myself saying that last year. I'm going to say last year.
2025 is the guess from Tausch. Yep. Jason?
I feel like that's a pretty evergreen opinion from old boy. And by the way, I think he's right, but I think that's what we tend to do, is make that. It's not an excuse. I think people just view it as a reality. But like that could. Well, the year they lost in the NLCS to the Dodgers in Game 7, what was that? 2018.
That was 2018. Yes.
So I'm going to say that it wasn't that year because, well, maybe it was. I'm going to say 2019, a year after the reaching the Game 7 of the NLCS.
One of you is closer.
Oh, we're both wrong.
But both of you are wrong. 2024 was the year that Tausch was closer. Shared that with us. 2024. So not that
Give him an entry.
Distant in the past when that take first surfaced, but
I think Tausch, you've said that before though, don't you think? Like before 2024?
I don't know if he said it that adamantly until 2 years ago.
I think it wasn't the 18 season kind of was a little bit of a surprise that went as well as it did.
Sure.
And then the last 3 or 4 years, I just think that we're good enough now, and I think we should start recognizing that the Milwaukee Brewers are good enough, even with the limitations that they've been given financially compared to the Dodgers and some of these other teams.
Okay.
Name that year. Served up by Sendix. All right, so now we're going to get away from sports because in the dog days of August, Old T's mind seems to wander a little bit with observations.
Soap?
There's no soap. But here's one you may have forgotten about.
2021, by the way, right? Isn't it Greg, the meme maker guy?
2021 was Soap Cleans Itself, yes.
Good job. Thanks again to Greg for helping track that down.
Greg for that, yes.
That was big, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's one when Tausch was feeling artistic on the show.
If I was working at a grocery store and my job was to get the carts, that would bother me. But if as just somebody driving, when you have the one isolated buggy way out there, and it's almost like, how did that cart get there? I bet that cart's got a great story to tell. I see a cart like that, and I just think, what a story. I wonder what happened to get this cart from here to there.
In what year did Tausch share his fascination with the lonely grocery cart in the parking lot?
This feels
Tausch,
like
do you remember this?
I remember talking about it, and I still, as I'm listening to myself talk, I agree with myself. 2020, I think this is a COVID deal.
2020 is Tausch's guess.
I don't know how many carts were being like everybody was doing like grocery pickup then with their masks on. I'm gonna say that this is a deeper cut. I'm gonna say 2018.
Stats are not getting better today, fellas. This
one's impossible.
That is, but it was fun to go back down memory lane. I had forgotten about this one until I found it. This was in 2022, August of 2022, in which Tausch was fascinated by the lonely shopping cart. Name that year served up by Sendix. I don't know if Sendix has carts that are often laying around in their parking lots. I think they're pretty cleaned up at a lot of their parking lots around their greater locations. All right, last one. Name that year. This one has come up many times. The sister state of Wisconsin, according to Mark Tauscher.
Oh, my God. We're never going to get this.
I don't think you give me enough credit for my Ohio-Wisconsin comp. There are so much similarities, and you just poo-poo it and never really take the time to embrace and dig in and say, you know what, Tausch, that actually makes a ton of sense. You got Cleveland, Milwaukee, Columbus, and Madison are very similar cities. They are. Columbus is bigger, but you got the college.
Significantly bigger.
It's bigger. Yes, I'm not arguing, but Madison has grown like a weed, right? It's the universities. You have a bunch of industry. It's boom, boom, boom. Green Bay and Cincinnati. Very similar.
It actually continued for another minute and a half. I had to find a way to cut it off somewhere.
I love that it started with, you don't give me enough credits. I think that was my favorite part.
Tausch, you've brought this up many times. As far as I can tell, this was the first time you really dug in on it. When do you think that was on Wilde and Tausch?
Oh, I think this was 2019.
2019 is Tausch's guess, pre-COVID. Jason?
Yeah, so are we treating this, since you're such a Price is Right Drew Carey aficionado, are we treating this like the Price is Right with closest without going over?
That is not how we've played the game so far, no.
Okay. I'm going to say 2017. I'm going to say that this is an old school cut.
That, coming out of COVID, 2021, Tausch first shared that take with
we got
us.
skunked.
August of 2021, the great Ohio-Wisconsin sister city comparison.
And I don't know if there's another state that matches. I think just for when you start looking at everything included, and I did lay it out pretty well. I don't know if there's another state that matches Wisconsin like Ohio.
Very well. Yeah.
I did lay it out pretty well.
Cedar Point and the Dells not featured in that comparison, although it was said on that show. I believe this came up because the Packers were playing the Bengals in Cincinnati one year, and this may have been when that was happening.
Clues.
So 2021, I believe, was when that took place and how we ended up in this conversation. So another offer for you guys in this edition of Name That Year, served up by Sendix. We have some big plans for the finale of this summer-long competition next week to be featured on the show.
Well, it was a good run.
Jason, in your 30 years of covering the NFL, is this the least interested fans have been in the preseason ever?
I think so. Now, again, I might be palmy.
Do you believe, as I do, that the NFL is, I'm not going to say conspiratorially, they are shoving 18 games down our throats?
Yep.
They are not they're not doing the same marketing. It just doesn't feel, they want this to continue to lose interest. They don't want fans jacked up about it. And I'm sensing they're kind of doing this as we're going to get the 18th game and we're going to make it so that it's so less meaningful than it's ever been that people are going to even be pushing more and more to get that 18th game. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because in our 10 years, there's no doubt this is the lowest point.
Yeah, you know what I think is interesting to your point, and I think it's a really good one? Like, I feel like past preseasons, I didn't need Law and Order reruns or FBI reruns or whatever else, because I would write at night and there was always a national game on in preseason. And I don't feel like maybe those games were still on this year, but they weren't in any way promoted, which goes to your point. Like I don't know. I think the Rams and the Chargers might have been on the NFL Network yesterday, but I have not seen much preseason football. And I'm a sucker for a good preseason football game. So no, I think you're right. And even Brian Gutekunst, when I asked him about joint practices earlier in the week, I said, would you love to have one for each of the 3 preseason games? And he said he thought 2 was the right number. And then he flat out said, I think he said when, not if, we go to 18 games, then we would like to do 2 joint practices for the 2 preseason games we would have. So you couldn't be more right on this. This is the reality. The question is when, not if. I guess I would turn it back to you before you tell us about Sendix. Can they get it pushed through by 2020? Because they want to, right?
It'll be the next CBA. Well, I think the next CBA, if they reopen it,
which is like 2030.
Yeah, that's when it'll change. Unless things break down and there's opt-outs, I don't envision that happening. But if it is, that would be the time. They're not going to get anything done unless there's some concessions, and I am very nervous that the owners will win big again. You know what I'm not nervous about, and that is the great deals going on over at Sendix, and they listen to their customers. And they're bringing back the premier Wild game event. This time they have added a couple of new options so you can save even a little bit more money. You can go online right now to Sendix.com, place your order for pickup Saturday, September 12th or Sunday the 13th. You go to Sendix website, check out a really incredible assortment of meat items you're not finding anywhere else. I'm talking unique proteins. I have to take Eleanor down here. Bison ribeye steaks, ground wild boar, venison New York strip steaks, even elk burgers and lamb spare ribs. So you have 2 additional ways for you to save money and still enjoy these unique meat items. They're offering pre-built boxes, the Chef Selections box and the Wild Grind box. Contain a pre-built assortment of different meats that save you $10 ordering them independently. So, if you're wondering when Sendix Wild Game Sales would return, well, now is the time to get ordering. Don't miss out. Go to Sendix.com, place your order for pickup September 12th or the 13th.
Full sleepers of the week are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Dad, Dad, what do you do at work?
I help people protect what matters most. Hi, this is Jeffrey Beckman, owner at J&K Security Solutions. That's the mission behind J&K Security Solutions. Whether it's advanced surveillance, fire alarms, access control, or video monitoring, J&K helps businesses and families throughout southern Wisconsin stay secure.
Sounds pretty important.
It is. Visit jksecurity.com to learn more.
J&K Security Solutions, protecting what matters most in your life.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Whether you're grilling outside, sitting on the patio, or watching the game, summer is the perfect time to sip on a cocktail made with Door County Distillery. Handcrafted award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Mix up a G&T with that signature green bottle of gin, or sip on it with a couple of rocks, my favorite, the Door County Distillery Bourbon. Made in Door County, available all over the state, including right here in the Madison area. Local, affordable, award-winning. That's what it's all about. It's Door County Distillery. Find the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss here for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of the house this summer and enjoy a great weekend at Road America, located conveniently between Milwaukee and Green Bay in Elkhart Lake. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. Camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in racing your way. It's more than a race, it's a full-day experience. GT World Challenge is up next, coming to Road America August 28th through the 30th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and 25 years later, we still climb so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th at Lambeau Field. Climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It's not about how fast you climb, it's about why you climb. All funds raised benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit badgerlandexteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's badgerlandexteriors.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Time for our Steinhafels Sleepers of the Week for the final preseason game. Packers Cardinals tonight at Lambeau Field. And if you're ready to save this Labor Day, then head on into Steinhafels, even if you're on your motorcycle, where you'll find incredible deals on furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Save up to 30% on furniture and home decor. Plus, score a free 65 or 85-inch TV with a qualifying purchase just in time for football season. You can also save big on mattresses from all the best brands with 60-month, 0% special financing available. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com and say it with me, relax. It's Steinhoffels. Relax. It's time for our Steinhoffels Sleepers of the Week.
Don't sleep, you gotta stay up.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey. Okay, campers, rise and shine. It's time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week on Wilde and Tausch.
It is our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week, whether you care about this game or not. Tausch, you get to go first.
Well, I mean, who's playing? I know the starters aren't. Which backups aren't playing? I don't know. Do you know?
I think I have a reasonable idea. Who would you? Do you have a position that you'd like to choose from?
Marshawn Lloyd. I've been sticking with him all through
He's playing.
Camp. Is he going to play?
Yeah,
right.
I don't know
He's
how
my
much,
sleeper.
but Matt LaFleur said very clearly that he needs to work.
I think he does.
He
and
will start.
I think tonight would be another good night to show, hey, you can stay healthy and come out of another game, and I'm feeling good. You're starting to build up some positive vibes about that, and that's important, and especially with the unknown circumstances of the starting tailback. I think Marshawn Lloyd will get some touches and maybe bust one long one. That's all he's going to need. And I wanted to be consistent. I said all camp it was important for him to get work, to show that he can stay healthy. He's been able to do that. And he is going to stay as my Steinhoffel's Sleeper of the Week.
Are you setting yourself up to pick Marshawn Lloyd every week all season long for the Steinhoffel Sleeper of the Week? Is that going to be your streak this year? Are you doing it every single week?
Don't be telling me what I might or might not do, but yes, that is kind of part of my plan. That is part of my plan.
That would be unprecedented.
He becomes exempt. He might have to be exempt.
How many weeks do you think you could go before you wouldn't be able to get away with it anymore?
Well, he's got to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, I think I could do it 17 weeks.
I mean, if Jacobs is suspended for the first game, wouldn't he kind of be ineligible to pick, or you think
he'd be the starter?
He'd be a sleeper. Yeah, that's up for the panel, and I know 565 disbanded. I don't know who's going to be in charge this year, but that would be up for debate for certain.
All right, Jesse, I'm going to give you the honors before because I do think there's a couple guys I want to ask Tausch about before we get to the next portion of the program. Who you want?
Guy I mentioned in our green and gold game preview earlier, I don't know how much he's going to see the field tonight, but it's a preseason game, so it doesn't really count for our standings anyway. Sky Moore. Is he going to play tonight, Jason?
No, I don't think so.
Dang
and
it.
Goody, who rarely does this, publicly said he's going to be on the team a couple weeks ago. So this is not the kind of game that you would expect him to play in then if he's going to be on the team.
He also said Aaron Jones was going to be on the team in that
that was during the off-season, though, not during camp.
I've got another one then. I didn't know.
Tausch, I know you don't have your 565 analytics, which disbanded in protest from your firing of them. But should we allow Jesse to pick a new one, or is he stuck with Sky Moore?
Yeah, we'll give him. Jesse's had a tough week. We're going to give old Joe a break.
Jesse, have you had a tough week?
Yes. Keyshawn Johnson is my Steinhoffel sleeper
Give him the damn
of the
ball.
week. Yeah. I do remember him because he's a rookie, I believe, out of Western Kentucky. He was on the old ESPN radio morning show when Keyshawn Johnson was the host of it. So that
he was on as a guest?
So they had Keyshawn Johnson interviewing Keyshawn Johnson, and that was a whole fun thing. So now he's on the Packers. That's kind of fun. He might be playing for a roster spot somewhere in the league tonight. So why not? Keyshawn, Kisean, Keyshawn Johnson. Steinhoffel sleeper of the week.
We wish Keyshawn good luck. Look, there's three wide receivers ahead of Keyshawn Johnson that are battling for if there is a seventh spot, or maybe even the sixth spot if he can supplant Bo Melton, which I don't think will happen, but you never know. J. Michael Sturdivant, Will Shepard, and Isaiah Nayor have a better shot at making the 53 than Keyshawn Johnson does. I'm going to go off the board. By the way, at the start of the game last week, when that defensive back for the Broncos recovered the fumble that turned out to not be a fumble, I was feeling pretty good about my way out there sleeper of the week pick. He was not ultimately traded to the Packers either. Moss, I think his name was. I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. Mark Perry. He had a pick last week. He has been a sneaky good player for them at safety. He also has been playing on a lot of their primary special teams. That doesn't guarantee him anything, but he does appear to at least be in the mix on the roster. I'm also curious about at linebacker Nick Neiman and Christian Welch, two linebackers who are special teams guys who both played at your second favorite Big Ten school, Jesse, Iowa. And I think they're battling for what might be just one spot that's available. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. All right, those are our Steinhoffel sleepers of the week. Jesse will post those on social media so you can share yours. Before we get to Wonelli / prize picks for the weekend, Tausch, you need to tell us about AmFam.
I do indeed. And you know what? Dream Drive just finished up. We have the Brewers. They're everywhere. But Sundays at Lambeau just got better, thanks to American Family Insurance. Enter the Dream Weekend Sweepstakes for your chance at the ultimate Packers game day experience. Winners score tickets to the November 15th game. You get a pregame tailgate in Titletown, a signed Jordan Love jersey, historical Packers tours, swag, and more. Your dream weekend is waiting. Don't miss it. No purchases necessary. You have to enter by October 14th. You can see official rules and enter at amfam.com/Packers.
Jesse, are we going to do any Wonelli, or are we just going to do your prize picks for the weekend?
I might make the prize picks of the week part of Wonelli, along with the weekend preview. Some of the things we normally do on a Friday that we didn't do with everything going on today. A smorgasbord.
Well, it'll be Schmorgy. Schmorgy. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and with preseason football tonight in Green Bay, the countdown to the regular season is officially on. That has me feeling really good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Holman Lindsay Quality Paints not only has the bold green and gold colors of our favorite team, but every color you'll ever need. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Be sure to ask for it on your next project at any of Holman Lindsay's Madison area locations. A Wisconsin legend for more than 6 decades, Holman Lindsay is the only paint made and mixed in Wisconsin and for Wisconsin. Check them out at hallmanlindsay.com. That's hallmanlindsay.com. Holman Lindsay, Wisconsin's hometown paint manufacturer. And stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out Wilde and Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
The Ford Summer Sales event is on now at Metro Ford of Madison. For a limited time, get a new 2026 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $27,972. Price includes $499 dock fee and all applicable rebates. Excludes tax, title, license, registration, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Price subject to prior sale and availability. See dealer for complete details. Offer is valid to qualified buyers and ends August 31st. So head to Metro Ford of Madison today. View full inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've always respected people who put in the work. And Labor Day is about exactly that. From August 19th through September 8th, get 40% off all Iron Jock gear with a minimum purchase of $50 using code ESPN40. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Our gear is moisture wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by silver ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock, built on performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop the Labor Day sale now at ironjock.com.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your jewelry never leaves our hands.
All repair work is done right here in-house by our 4 master goldsmiths, ensuring expert care, precision, and security every step of the way.
From ring sizing and stone replacement to restoring worn or damaged pieces, we bring new life to your most treasured jewelry.
Chalmers Jewelers,
where craftsmanship lives
and your memories are restored.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy's annual Top Prospect Camp is Sunday, October 11th, bringing together some of the best talent from across the Midwest. The camp is open to high school position players, pitchers, and catchers in the 2027 through 2030 graduating classes. Space is limited and registration closes once capacity is reached. Don't miss your chance to compete and showcase your skills among the best of the Midwest. Register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
Green Bay, we might have a kicker.
He has now earned the trust because of these 2 preseason performances that I think it's going to go through the uprights every time.
You're listening to Madison's home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Some weekend preview, some prize picks for the weekend, and some Whoa Nelly. Let's just call it Whoa Schmorgy.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, so we begin with a Whoa Nelly topic. Mike McCarthy says he likes what he's seen from all 4 of the quarterbacks on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster. He isn't crazy enough to keep 4 quarterbacks in Pittsburgh this season, is he? Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Aller would be the 4. Yeah. 3 obviously would probably be competing for a role next season after Rodgers calls it quits after this year. He's not crazy enough to do that, is he? Big Mike?
He is not going to keep. No, he's not keeping 4 quarterbacks. Not going to happen.
So who do you get rid of?
Now he might keep 3 in a practice squad, but he's not keeping 4 on the active roster. That'd be crazy town.
I don't think he has final say on the Steelers roster. I think Omar Khan, their GM, would. My question for you, Tausch, would be, does he have the guts to go with Aller and Will Howard and have them be competing next year for the starting job and make one of them the backup and say, you know what, Mason Rudolph has been in the league for 8 years. If we lose Rodgers, I'm not sure there's a big difference because I do believe, Matt. I believe Mike wants to keep all 4. I do believe that. He was pretty convincing.
Mike
I saw the clip.
Cut anybody. He doesn't want to cut anybody, though.
Well, I know,
worked
but
hard and everything else.
That's true, but he does. Look, this may be Aaron Rodgers' last go round, but Mike McCarthy wants to make sure that his time in Pittsburgh lasts as long as possible, and he wants to have some sort of succession plan. And if he hasn't been able to discern whether Will Howard or Drew Aller is a better long-term option for him, Does he really want to risk losing one of them when one of them could be his starting quarterback in 2027? I'm guessing that Mike doesn't want to risk that, and he's going to ask Omar Khan to look out for him in that way.
Yeah, he's not keeping 4 quarterbacks.
So you cut Rudolph?
I don't know who you cut.
Probably.
You 4. There you go. That's why they're fairly this is the classic, and we're not out there. We didn't even go out there for the Rodgers thing. So until you're there, this is the classic. Oh, yeah, we love all these. Yeah, you love a lot of things. That doesn't mean that you keep them and that it's just going to be the case. You can't have 4. And I know I gave myself this own argument back because Tom Brady was the 4th quarterback in 2000 with the New England Patriots. Guess what? They should have cut one of the other 3.
Whoa,
they did.
Nelly!
Okay.
I know I gave myself this own argument back. That's a fun one. Good Morning America on today, show prepping for Wilde and Tausch, and you'll never believe who showed up for a GMA Summer Concert Series appearance.
Mike McCarthy?
Kevin Bacon.
Our old friend Sheryl Crow is still going strong.
Get out of here.
Good to hear from her, because do you remember what she said in 2021?
I do.
Yeah, I'm going to go home. If they win it in 6, I'm just going to say right now, if they win it in 6, I'm going to write the biggest, baddest Milwaukee Bucks anthem you've ever heard.
Jesse, if you tweeted that at her recently, I'd love to get a tweet at her and see what happens, because that's BS that she didn't do it.
I will do that right after the show. I will after the show. I'll hit her up and say, "Hey, I saw you were performing on GMA today. I was wondering if I missed it. Maybe it was the new Bucks anthem we were promised 5 years ago."
Artists have a process they have to go through and figure these things out. But we're giving her 5 years. I didn't say you had to have it done. And listen, I didn't say anything. She said it boldly. She was jumping on that bandwagon. I haven't heard her. Has she broken down the trade with Giannis? Have we heard anything about anything?
She's got an amazing Miami. Welcome to Miami.
Whatever. She's doing her stuff. You're telling me you can't put together a ballad? A Bucks ballad? 5 years after a chip?
15 seconds on TikTok, I would settle
Give
for.
us a clip. Give us something.
She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. She's in all this. She's still going strong. GMA, like, we can't do 20 seconds of a Bucks anthem.
She's got to do something.
Something?
Play that clip and send it to her, and let's see if we can get this ball rolling. She should have to do something. I agree.
Whoa, Nelly!
We're segueing music mid-segment.
Yes, it's now time for the prize picks of the week. Only one prize pick of note for tonight's game. Trace Mack, more or less than 1.5 made field goals. More. I might even see if you can tease that up to 2.5 on prize picks with a goblin or a ghoul. Because
I don't think that's how that works. But yeah, I agree with you.
No, that is how that works. They have like altered projections that are more difficult to make.
You don't get to tease it. There's goblins and gremlins and everything else that are there. You don't get to like click and button and then push it up to get it. That's
Let
not
me
how
see
it
if
works.
I can find it right now on the Prize Picks app, if I can change the Trace Mack projection, because he is making 3 field goals in this preseason game tonight.
All right.
I don't want the YouTube commenters to accuse me of rooting against Trace Mack, because I most definitely am not. But have we swung the pendulum too far from worrying about him to now seemingly having no doubts whatsoever? We hear Big Voice Guy, the Packers have themselves a kicker. Like, there's still ups and downs that are going to occur, right? Or am I being a Debbie Downer?
Being a
Let
Debbie
it ride,
Downer.
baby.
Yeah, the dude's
You're
making.
being a Debbie Downer.
He's got 57,
he's
58,
crushing it.
59 under his belt through 2 games. He hasn't missed in a game. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
He has not missed in a game. It's true. All right. Well, Jesse, did you find your ghoul or goblin?
Unfortunately,
whatever?
on Prize Picks, the preseason, they don't have the adjusted projections, so we got to save that for the regular season. I will take Tarek Skubal more than 7 strikeouts against the Tigers tonight in his return to Detroit, though he'll put on a show tonight. So I'm going to pair that with Trace Mack. Those are my Prize Picks of the week. There you go. That's Whoa Nelly.
Never did get to the weekend preview. Tausch, you're going to tell us about Tito's before we get to Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Is that correct?
Indeed, I will. It's going to be another beautiful week. It's been a beautiful week in the state of Wisconsin. Wow, good golf. And you know what? Great cocktails go along with that, especially on the golf course. But watching a game tonight, firing up the grill, whatever you're doing, make sure you have a Tito's handmade vodka on you as well. Distilled 6 times with a clean, smooth finish. Naturally, it is gluten-free, and it mixes with anything. I've been saying it all week. Grape juice, whatever it might be, Tito's mixes with it beautifully. And it is also crafted to be savored responsibly.
Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, wraps up the show and wraps up the week next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Why haven't the Packers paid Tucker Kraft?
We would love to have that done. Whether we're able to accomplish that before the beginning of the season or not, we'll see. These things take time, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Your home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here for Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers the most generous and frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And how's this for a little adventure? Labor Day weekend, you could win $45,000 credit valid toward any new or used RV. Play now through September 6th using your Unity card to earn entries. Check out the full rules at casino.hardrock.com. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. Wisconsin beat reporter Jim Polzine joined the jump around Thursday afternoon, and there were 2 big positives he took away from fall camp.
I think the overall depth seems better, from quarterback to defensive side of the ball. Depth overall, I feel better about. Now you got to see it in the game, right? Like that's obvious. And then the other thing is they need to get this running game going, and I saw positive signs of that in camp. They clearly have made it an emphasis, and there were days where you can kind of look at it and say, all right, I can see where this running game will be a strength this year.
At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come in just one price point. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
No 2 homes are exactly alike, so why would every window and door solution be the same? At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come in just one price point. Whether you're replacing a few windows, remodeling a historic fixer-upper, or building from the ground up, Pella offers gorgeous, high-quality, and customizable solutions for every unique situation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Planning for your financial future shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Brian from Canopy Wealth Management, and I believe your financial plan should be as unique as you are. Whether you're a details person or you prefer the simplified view, we've got you covered. Plus, with our easy-to-use online platform, you can check your progress anytime, anywhere, even at 2 a.m. in your pajamas if that's your thing. At Canopy Wealth Management, we promise care, competence, and clarity in everything that we do. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
You gotta get down on Friday. It's time to finish the week off right. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay.
It is Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Jesse, I know you have one. Tausch, you go first.
I was out on Monday at Sendix, a great partner. We're excited for everything we've been doing with them, and I was excited to be out there. And I love those big checks. If you see those big checks when you see, it's fun, and it's even more fun when you see people doing things in the community. And the Sendix Family Foundation, you're able to raise a ton of money with a big old number on that big check that would go to help different causes around all of the different Sendix locations. And so it's fun when you go to a golf outing, you do all the good things, and it's really great to see when you raise that money and get it back out in the community. So kudos to Sendix on a great weekend, on a great day of golf, and then a great way to impact the community the way their family foundation does. So kudos to them, and it was a great way to start my week off and another great way to end my Feel Good Friday.
Were you able to hold the check, or did you not have that responsibility?
I did not have the check holding responsibility, but I did ask if they had to endorse it in the back. And I had some laughs about that, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Jesse, what do you got before we go?
So earlier this month, the ESPN Madison Open proceeds benefited Paul's Party, a great organization in the Madison area that helps kids get access to adaptive sports equipment, ultimately helps kids with disabilities have fun playing sports. This Sunday, the 8th annual Paul Palooza event going on at Wisconsin Brewing Company in Verona, and I'm thrilled to share that I will be out there with our studio anchor responsibilities for the Wisconsin Badgers Volleyball Radio Network. So we're going to do a little watch party for the match against Pittsburgh. It's a big one on Sunday, and we're going to be out in Verona at Wisconsin Brewing Company on Sunday. The match starts at 11 a.m. Paul Palooza gets underway at 10, goes until 5 in the afternoon. I'll stick around, have some fun afterward as well. If you get a chance to come out, support a great cause, and watch some good Badgers volleyball on Sunday morning. Looking forward to being part of Paul Palooza for the first time here this year.
Both great causes. Great job by both of you. Thanks again for letting me step away for a little while today. That's it for us. Packers, Cardinals tonight at Lambeau Field. We'll talk about it come Monday. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher.